welcome back. Oh man, y'all, I'm grabbing a bite. Bear with me. I have not eaten all day. How y'all doing out there? Y'all come in and hit that like button like you mean it. Shout out to you, Juju. Oh, I'm so glad to see that. That reminds me, I gotta gift you all memberships. So let me do that right now. Because you guys know I will forget. So we're gonna do this right now in real time. Gift you all these memberships on both channels. So I'm going to do the Lady Look Club first because I appreciate all of you all and your support. You guys are absolutely amazing. Okay, I need to get my channel. I'm trying to give memberships right now so that I don't forget. So if you guys are tuning in, make sure. Okay, there we go. So you guys hit that like button. If you are subscribed to the Lady Luck Club, please be so that I can give memberships and you have the chance to get a membership here. The way they're assigned, YouTube does it random. So I have no control over that who gets it, but it is very random. And we get 10 free each month. So I want to make sure I show my appreciation to you all and making sure that I give out these 10 free memberships each month. And I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me here in the LLC. So if you guys see they're popping up right now, you must be subscribed to get a membership. Y'all see how they just gifts them out? Y'all, the Candy Ass Coat members will subscribe and get a membership so they can, for reasons, and make this up. There you go. All 10 have been gifted out. Oh my goodness. So shout out to all of you all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. You guys, listen, we got Gil from The Whole Truth with us. And we're going to go over the new filings in the Tyler Robinson lawsuit. And I am ready for it. And he's going to drive the ball. So he's been here with us before in the LLC. And we thank God for allowing him to come back again. And if anything ever happens, Candice, I have an attorney. Something that you're scared of. Give a shout out to Gil. You all welcome back.
Hey, what's up, LLC and crew? All my favorite people. How's it going?
Oh, man, it's going. It's going. So I'm going to let you do the driving because you can give us a breakdown on the new filings. Tell me what I need to pull up, court documents I need to get to.
Well, okay, so September 1st is the oral argument for the bindover. Okay. This has already dragged on longer than any prelim that I've been, accustomed to.
Okay.
So I don't know how long after the oral argument we're going to get the decision. I can't imagine it being more than a week or two, but this judge definitely likes to cross his T's and dot his I's, so it might be a little bit longer. So first we have the prosecution filing their bindover brief. Thank you, Juju B. Then we have the defense file their bindover brief, and then just last week, I think, or maybe last week, we have the prosecution do their reply brief, which is pretty much just in response to the defense's response. So that's the last of the briefing. And then again, September 1st, we're going to have oral argument. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I don't expect it to be more than a few hours tops. The defense is arguing pretty much. Is that music coming from you, or is it?
Oh, it's my background. Is it too loud? Let me turn it on.
No, I just kind of. It was kind of loud.
No. I'm sorry. I got it. Okay.
No problem.
Is that better?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I like the music. I just couldn't really hear it that well.
Oh,
Um,
no problem. No problem.
so yeah, the defense is we as you've if you've been watching my channel, you probably know that the defense is pretty much just attacking the aggravating circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, few of the other sentencing enhancements, and then count six, count
Okay.
seven a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I predict count six will be dismissed. That will be the only one that the defense will succeed on. That's my prediction.
Okay.
I just think that the rest of it is oh, Mindy Ann giving some update. Mindy Ann, by the way, if you need like a private investigator,
Mindy,
Mindy is the person to go to because she's finding out
she's our
everything
mod.
quick.
Yeah, I told
Yeah,
you I got the best minds on YouTube.
you
I
do,
keep
you
telling
do.
y'all that.
Um, so victims advocate just filed a response. They want a decision on or around the first. Yeah, I mean it's already kind of dragging on long. So
Yep.
hopefully within a few days of the first. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought a little bit, but basically the defense is just going after the aggravating circumstance. I don't think it's going to work because
Mm-hmm.
common sense dictates that if you take a shot with a high-powered rifle into a crowd
Mm-hmm.
of thousands of people, you're
Right.
putting a lot of people at risk. So I don't think they're
Right.
going to win on that. I do think they're going to win on count six, which is the second witness tampering count. And
Okay.
that's pretty much it. That's my prediction.
Okay. And that's, I mean, the fact that have they done a plea yet?
No, that's going to be once the judge orders the case bound over for trial. Utah does things a
Mm-hmm.
little differently than California. California, you do a plea at the arraignment, and
Right.
then I guess you replea after the prelim. We also have prelims, but there's you replea not guilty.
Right.
Here they just wait until the bind over before the entering a plea. So yeah.
Oh,
So that's going
okay.
to happen
But
as soon as it's bound over. They're going to set up another date for the arraignment. I think also the defense is going to be allowed to do a motion to set aside the bind over once it's
mm-hmm.
because it's going to be inevitably bound over. So
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be another 30-day countdown for the defense to file that, the prosecution oppose it. So back and forth, another oral argument. That's probably going to go nowhere absent some like new earth shattering
Right. And that
evidence coming to light. It's not going to go anywhere, but it's just another procedural hurdle to go through. So and then we get into all the motions, the evidence suppression motions, and
say that. When is that gonna happen?
that's going to be going on for the next year to 2 years.
Good
uh,
grief.
yeah, that's so I'd say 2 years is kind of on the higher end of the timeline until trial, but 1 year is probably pretty fair estimate until trial.
So that's why they want to um get something going by the first regarding the bound over.
Yeah, yeah, and again, it's probably going to be within a week of the first, not on the first. I mean,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
because that's just oral argument, and usually the judge likes to think on it for a day or two.
Right.
Yeah, so
Wow.
if you guys are waiting for the trial, you're gonna have to be patient. It's not going to come up for a
It's
while.
not. Yeah. It's not. And they are seeming like they're gonna plead not guilty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're
I
gonna
mean,
plead not guilty here.
yeah, that's I mean pretty much always the case. You plead not guilty, and then I've been predicting a plea bargain agreement. uh,
Me too. I'm like, at what
yeah,
phase are they gonna wait to do that?
they're gonna wait because because it's gonna be life without parole is the plea bargain.
Right.
My again, it's just educated guess. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But the defense is going to try to see if if they get lucky on some technicalities to get some evidence suppressed, then they might be more confident not to take such a plea. So it's probably not going to happen for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know.
Wow. And then you have, is there a motion in place regarding how this evidence is being released out could possibly taint the jury here because we all sick of Candace. We sick of this girl. Like
Yeah.
she's trying to taint the jury, and it's this is why judges don't like in these criminal matters don't like to have cameras. They don't like this type of environment because the evidence, being put out here like this could be extraordinarily biased and it could create some sort of prejudice, for the jury. And they have
Yeah.
to see it, you
I've
know.
been I've been researching this topic a lot. Um, the thing is that since a jury hasn't been, impaneled yet,
Hmm.
there hasn't even been like prospective jurors summoned.
Hmm.
You know, jury tampering type charges. That's very unlikely. We do have a lot of First Amendment rights, even for retards like
Hmm.
Candace. Um, so unfortunately,
I'm not even
we're
thinking
gonna-
charges. I'm thinking like an order, on,
yeah,
not necessarily gagging, but with some restrictions. I mean, or circumstances put in place like, okay, in the event this scenario occurs and XYZ occurs, the court shall move to do this. Like, is there anything that can be done with that to kind
I
of put
mean,
some orders in place?
I don't foresee that happening.
Mhm.
It's just it's a good thing that we live in a country that has such robust First Amendment rights,
Mhm.
even when it comes up against other issues. It's just
Mhm.
you have to have like a really strong case to prior restrain anybody. The court's more likely to put orders on the witnesses and
Right.
the parties not to
Right.
disclose any confidential information relating to the case than it is to put any restrictions members of the public or press or anything. So I don't foresee that
Mhm.
happening, but Candace is definitely pushing the envelope. So maybe,
She is.
yeah,
And she
yeah,
keeps coming up as this person spewing out these conspiracy theories, but
yeah. It's
I think I don't want it to be a lesson where it's learned the hard way that you do not, create this bias, having, a jury that has to be selected in this by finding out we got people on a jury that shouldn't be there.
right.
And that would be biased and prejudicial. We we don't need to find that out the hard way because that's how you end up with, convictions being overturned. That,
Yeah,
that is
no,
how that happens.
you're so right. And yeah, I mean, during jury selection, there will be questions relating to Candace Owens, probably
Absolutely.
by both the prosecution and the defense. They're going to be asking if
Yeah.
who's been watching Candace, and that might disqualify somebody almost
That's if
automatically.
they answer honestly.
Yeah, that's if they answer honestly. And this is also part of the reason why I think the prosecution might be more willing to do a plea deal is because mostly because of Candace. Can you give me just
Yeah.
1 second? I gotta let my dog in,
No, you're
and
good. You're good.
I'll be right
Let me
back.
drop it down. I'll bring it back up. Yeah. So this is the thing with you know, that's the biggest issue for me. If they want to go to trial, they have to go through that jury selection process. You don't know if these people are going to get up there and tell the truth when they're being asked these questions. Hey, Wood, I see you. Oh, Colleen, I see you. You owe us some army. I do. So that's the thing that bothers me. It's like, the potential tainting of this jury, and if they get up there and lie like hell, then you're talking about some repercussions on the back end because I'm covering this Letitia Stout case. This woman who murdered her was he 10 or 12-year-old stepson and was
Mm.
found guilty and convicted 3 years ago. And then she won an appeal because of a jury issue.
Yeah. Well,
Now the whole conviction overturned. And she murdered her stepson and lied about it for months. Tried to lie to FBI investigators. His
what's the
body
name of
was
the
found
case?
in another state. Letitia Stout, Gannon Stout.
I got to
S-
do some shows on these cases. Everyone's always asking me about
yeah.
other cases, and I've been
Yep.
following the Tyler Robinson case closely, but not so many other cases in the news. And
Hmm.
I wanna start following it. Letitia Stout, I'll check it out.
Yep. Letitia Stauch, Stauch, and her conviction was overturned because of this jury issue, and it's disgusting. It's
Well,
disgusting.
do you know what the jury issue was specifically? Curious.
Uh, I'm gonna pull it up now so we can see it because it's the same thing I fear happening in this issue with the Tyler Robinson case. When you get someone on there that's gonna lie, let me pull this up.
Yeah, I mean, and this is why the prosecution's going to be much more willing to do a plea bargain than they might otherwise would be.
Because it is.
Almost only because of Candace Owens. I mean, there's a
Yes.
few other conspiracy people out there, but it's really Candace Owens that's
Yeah.
to blame.
Yeah. And if you all recall, this woman, evil woman, was found guilty of murdering her 11-year-old stepson in 2020. It's been 6 years. Found guilty in 2020. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole in 2023. And this is after they found him. She reported him missing, then lied about him being kidnapped, and then said somebody came and assaulted him, and blah blah blah. 2 months later, he was found in the state of Florida. They lived in Colorado. They took his body to the state of Florida and dumped it. So she was found guilty of first degree murder after deliberation, first degree murder of a child under 12 years old by a person in a position of trust, tampering with a deceased human body, and tampering with physical evidence. And then the Colorado Court of Appeals announced on Thursday that it was reversing Stouch's convictions and remanding for a new trial after a biased juror was on the case. It is the exact issue that I have with this Tyler Robinson because of Candace Owens, the dumb Legion demon.
Okay,
This right here.
I'm curious what the bias that was found and how they found it out. It's interesting.
Uh, they said here, Eric Somler, an attorney representing Stout, argued that her case should be reversed because of a juror. Samler said a juror had a son-in-law who worked for the DA office,
Mhm.
and Allen was the lead prosecutor in the case. So just third-party connection.
Yeah, just a connection. Wow.
But
Um,
this is why not tell that during the jury selection? Why not say, "Hey, I'm the son-in-law of someone that works in the DA office"?
right. Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of, I mean, having a son-in-law that not even that is working, but worked past tense for a
Who worked in
district
the DA?
attorney. I mean, that I don't feel like really should automatically disqualify somebody.
It shouldn't. But the fact that he didn't say it,
Well,
that was probably the issue. Is he never told them up front.
it sounds like I'm looking at it. It sounds like maybe the juror did admit it, but the trial judge didn't get rid of the juror, even though. So the defense tried to get him removed for cause, or her
Oh my
for
god!
cause being that there was a relationship, and the judge said no. And so the appellate court found that to be sufficient to reverse it. I mean, it's going to be a retrial, so
It's a retrial, yeah. So
uh, she'll still be in custody and
custody. Mm-hmm.
get the same evidence presented. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean,
This is
and
this is a reality of the situation. You're talking about this woman who actually murdered her son, lied about it, put
yeah,
everybody on a goose chase for 2 months, destroyed, both his parents, his father. She was married to the father.
mhm,
And, of course, she didn't care about the mother at all or his sister. I mean, it's heartbreaking. And in these situations, there are victims that are relying on justice to prevail here.
yeah,
And you have people out here that are rooting for a dumb cult leader,
mhm,
to somehow be proven right about something. And they'll be willing to sit here, and I just won't put it past some stupid cult members to try to get on this jury that live in the state, registered to
yeah,
vote, try to get on this jury and lie about, oh, I've never heard of Candace Owens. Who is that? No, and then darn where they have a shrine of her in their closet. Like
right.
that's That's the
Yeah,
thing that they don't care. They wouldn't care if they
yeah,
were to go in and to do this intentionally, lie about it, knowing that they had this preconceived notion and bias about this. It would
and
not
that
phase them at all.
that's who the defense wants on the jury. That's what they want. They want somebody who is a fan of Candace, and would lie about it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be somebody necessarily that watches Candace. They could just get it third hand because Candace's conspiracies go out to the masses, and then those people keep perpetuating it. And you have like people that are kind of casual observers who just
Hmm.
hear like, oh my, the cases against Tyler are so weak, and all this stuff, or he's a patsy.
Or like this here. I can't believe you people are still trying to spread these lies. Who is
What?
instructing you to spread this narrative? What you gonna do about it, Mitchell? Nothing
I
but.
don't believe
What you
this
gonna do?
Mitchell Cohen. I don't believe his last name is Cohen if he's a fan of Candace, because that's a Jewish name, and if you're
Is it
Jewish
Jewish
and
name?
you're watching Candace Owens, you
You can't
gotta
even troll properly. You gotta pay a $5 troll fee up in the Lady Luck Club. What
right.
you gonna do about it, Mitchell? Tell your cult leader she owes me $10,000. What you talking about? That stuff don't work over here, boy.
Well,
What you gonna do about it, Mitchell? Pay the $5 fee or get out my check. Cause nobody run me up in here but God. You understand me, boy?
no one is
Job move.
instructing. I want to answer his
Run
question.
up over here.
I want to answer this person's question. Who's instructing us? I'm not being instructed by anyone to spread this narrative. I believe in following the evidence, and I was a fan of Charlie Kirk, and so I want his killer to face justice. And there is a mountain of evidence that points to Tyler Robinson. If more evidence comes out that Tyler Robinson is innocent and someone else did it, that's who I would want to face justice. But I want whoever the evidence points to. My that's all the instruction I need.
Yeah. And Mitchell, like I said, pay the $5 super chat fee or get out of my chat. I owe you nothing. That's how that works
It,
over here.
yeah, LLC
Ah,
doesn't
you
f
run nothing
around.
here, boy. Get out my chat if you ain't gonna pay the $5. I owe you that. I don't have to respond to you. Who who's this? Ah, yo, look at the cockroach.
The Candy Road
Mitchell, here's your cult leader. You see back there? Candace the cockroach.
and the sewer rat.
Sewer rat being stomped on like the bug she is. The hell you mean? Pay the $5 super chat fee. You're not gonna dumb down my chat with that nonsense. You asking me stupid questions that mean nothing to you. Because me saying what I say does not pay your bills. You understand?
1 second. I
They
just need
don't
to.
pay your bills. I have no effect in your household. He's about trying to make the bands up in here. Give me my
Hold on.
$5 super chat a step. He
Sorry,
thought I
I'm
was
just
joking.
trying to fix the lighting a bit. Uh, Mitchell, I answered your question. I
I
answered it.
answered it. I owe him nothing.
Yeah,
I said,
and we don't owe you
the hell
anything,
you
but
mean? Why are you kick rocks? Not answering that. Who instructed me? It don't matter what you say. They're gonna believe whatever. No one has to
right.
instruct me. I'm a grown woman up in here. And you don't pay my bills, Mitchell. I owe you nothing. Little boy. Stop playing on your mama's phone. You be outside riding the bike. Stop playing
Amen.
on your mama's phone. Go give that phone back to your mama. Go read a book.
Where do these people
You're
come
ready for
from?
school on Monday. What you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, if Mitchell wants a recap of all the evidence that points to Tyler Robinson, I'm happy to do
Mitchell can't
that.
read. I can tell you right now. Mitchell can't read. He don't barely understand English. Because I said twice, you either gonna pay that $5 super chat fee, or you can keep rolling. I owe them that. This is a problem. Candice and her dumb cult members think they're entitled to things, and then they ask dumb questions. And then when you're like, "That's a stupid question. I owe you no answer to it." Oh, you're dodging it. I don't owe you an answer. How many times I have to say that? I owe you nothing. 4-word response. I owe you nothing. That's a problem.
LLC, I
No,
love
you
you.
either super chat or kick rocks.
You're the
Y'all make
best.
sure y'all go over there and support Gil at the whole truth. Let's get him monetized. Let's get him up there with Nick Brooks.
Thank
I
you.
love to
Thank you.
see the attorneys do well and succeed up in here.
Thank you.
Child boat. They entitled to responses. I don't owe them one.
Yeah. Yeah,
They ask me dumb questions like that. You dumb
it's
it down
true.
my chat and you don't want to pay the $5 troll fee. It's a $5 troll fee to the Candy Coat members. $5 troll fee in the Lady Luck Club. You got to pay the $5 troll fee. You want to troll us? Pay the $5.
I'm gonna turn on some
That's
more
it.
lighting. Hold on, what's that? I,
Yeah, man. My mind's gonna take care of you real quick, Mitchell. You gonna learn today. Hey, you gonna learn today. Can't nice. Get your dumb coat members. They coming over here thinking they somehow doing something. Child boot. They ain't doing anything. They don't run nothing over here. And we will show them how it's really done. Plus tax. Runner said plus tax. So this you know, I want to make sure I get in a couple videos. You feel like reacting with me?
yeah, yeah, please.
Oh
And
Lord.
I think, is it Andrew Wilson that's going live at in half an
9
hour or
p.m.
so
I think it's
tonight?
9 p.m., right? Y'all
What's that?
confirm 9 p.m. Eastern? I think it's 9
And
p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, something like that.
if you will have me, I'd love to do a joint watch party with you.
I'm gonna have my camera off. You cool with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
just
be.
like hanging out. You know, I like
Oh
hanging out with
man,
you and the crew.
did you have court today? You look dapper. You got on a shirt and tie.
No, 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 no court on Saturdays. I just I wanted to look good for LLC.
Oh, y'all, I feel so special, y'all. Gil, a criminal defense attorney. See, they because the cult members don't understand who they talking to. Criminal defense attorney up here, looking dapper. Y'all make sure you guys go and check him out. If you all need an attorney, reach out to Gil. What do you specialize in for the people listening?
Well, if you're in California, criminal defense and personal injury.
There you go. Criminal
Yeah.
defense, personal injury in California. Tune in. If I were to hire Gil, I would have to get an attorney in Georgia and then have you do a motion, right, for you to be able to work under that Georgia attorney, correct?
Yeah, I need to do a motion, pro hoc vice,
Uh,
and yeah, I need a co-counsel with somebody.
There you go. It wouldn't be hard.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll get one.
I'd be happy to.
Absolutely.
You're in
Yeah,
Georgia, Atlanta.
in Georgia. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So we go check out a video, y'all. Y'all want to check out a video? Let's see here, because you have some great content on the Tyler Robinson case and the dumb conspiracies surrounding it, where Candace can't produce one shred of evidence because reading is not fundamental for her at all. That's why her cult members ask dumb questions like, "Who's telling you this narrative?" Because they don't know what thunder means.
Right.
You
I
know,
always
or
I always joke that during trial, that's going to be one of the jury selection questions. Is does anyone
explain
who
thunder.
knows that thunder comes from lightning? And everyone that raises their hand, the defense is going to excuse them.
Does anyone know the difference between the letter N and the number 9? Because Candace doesn't. This is where I laugh at them, thinking they're gonna come over here and challenge me on something stupid.
Mm.
You mean who's telling me something? I did. Kick rocks. What you talking about? Get on. So we're gonna get to Nicholas Brooks, Esquire. He's got a short good video, and then a clip from Paramount Tactical. You all, listen. Show love to Nicholas Brooks, to Gil the whole truth. I love these attorneys. We've had Dennis Sperling on here from Dennis Sperling podcast. He's another attorney. He does personal injury as well.
Andrea Burkhart also seems like a really good one.
Oh yes, Andrea Burkhart is a fantastic attorney who has been keeping all of the court documents in her Substack. She also has a YouTube channel where she has given a breakdown on in the beginning she gave a fantastic breakdown on the charging documents, and
Yeah.
she was like a 2-hour live stream. We checked it out. So fantastic. I love attorneys. I do. I love attorneys coming here because they can tell us, what the real deal is. They went to law school. I didn't. And I love to be able to get the insight and perspective of, these attorneys that understand how this goes in the court of law. There are court rules and laws that you guys, have learned, that can help us get a better perspective of what we're dealing with. And so that's who we turn to, the experts. So we got another expert.
Tonight with an extremely
Hold on. There we go. We got another expert up in it, Nick Brooks. Fantastic attorney. Very smart. I think he's a California. He's a California attorney, y'all.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. San Diego, I think.
yeah. So he tells the truth, tells both perspectives, and just like with Gil here, he'll tell you flat out, I'm not very familiar with that, but I'll get back to you and get some more information on it. Best thing you can ask for is an honest attorney. So let's get to this, you all. Hit the 4 where you can see it here. Let's go.
serious allegation. Aliens may have planted the gun.
Oh, Nick.
I'm not saying they did. I'm just asking questions. Let's say you walk outside one morning. The ground is wet. The cars are wet. The sidewalk is wet. The forecast said there would be rain. Your neighbor tells you it rained overnight. So you conclude, as most reasonable people would conclude, that it probably rained. But then I tell you, hold on. How do you know aliens did not pour water on the block? Maybe they wanted to make you believe it rained. Maybe they're testing how easily you can be manipulated before an invasion. And conveniently, the camera across the street was not working. Can you prove aliens did not do it? Probably not. But that is not the question. The question is not whether I can invent an alternative explanation that cannot be disproven with metaphysical certainty. The question is whether I have given you any reason to treat that alternative as a serious competitor to rain. Because look at what I've done. I've taken a normal set of facts, wet ground, wet cars, a weather forecast, people who saw rain, and then I added aliens, a motive, a method, a covert operation, a decision to target this particular block, successful concealment, and a conveniently missing camera. Every one of those additions needs evidence. The camera being off does not prove aliens. It proves that the camera was off. That is an information gap. It may leave us unable to see exactly what happened, but a gap is not a bridge. It does not get us from we do not know to therefore my preferred theory is true. And that brings us to the real purpose of tonight's stream. This is not a stream telling you to trust the government. It is not a stream telling you that every single investigation is perfect. It is not a stream telling you that the state has already proven guilt beyond a reasonable doubt in the Tyler Robinson case. A jury has not rendered a verdict, and the state bears the burden at trial. It is also not a stream saying that people cannot ask questions, that nobody can investigate a lead, or that alternative theories are logically impossible. The question is more basic. What does it take for a theory to become a serious alternative rather than merely an imaginable story? A jury is not asked whether it can imagine aliens. A jury is not asked whether it can devise a hypothetical plot involving any person, any institution, or any country. A jury is asked to evaluate evidence, use reasonable and common sense, draw reasonable inferences from facts that have been established,
Right.
and determine whether the state has carried its burden. So tonight, we're going to talk about the difference between a question and a lead, the difference between a missing camera and evidence of a cover-up, the difference between a discovery request and proof of suppression, and the difference between doubting the state's theory and accusing somebody else. If you take nothing else from this stream tonight, take this. Possible is not the same thing as competitive. An alternative theory is not entitled to belief merely because nobody can disprove it. It has to explain the record we have, and it has to offer evidence that makes it more likely than the ordinary explanation.
Hey,
Great.
man.
One of the
That was
things
great.
that came out of this. So
Hold
firing.
on before we get to the next one, y'all.
Hey, who's that handsome man
Y'all
in the
check
upper
out
right
Gil
corner?
up there. Oh, Gil, you thought I forgot about you, honey. Of course, we got to do a clip with Gil in it. Y'all know that. Listen here. Shout out to Nick Brooks. Nick Brooks played the Alien music song, y'all. You can't make this up. Candace,
Hey,
you said
he's
Alien
good.
did this?
Hey, anybody that can get me a joint stream with Nick Brooks sometime, I'd love to. He seems like a cool guy.
Yes, he is. He's absolutely amazing. You know what? A couple of you all are mods over there, right? Please let him know that Gil, the whole truth, would love to do a collab with him. I believe in that. Man, that'll be awesome. Two attorneys coming together to be able to talk about this and break it down. Fantastic.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing. She's out here just throwing everything at the wall, including the spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's like a circus show. And Candace said
everything again. Every theory except for the theory that Tyler Robinson did hit. Every other theory except that one. Ridiculous.
Exactly. So when her cult members come up in here, demanding no dumb things like that, I'm not answering your stupid question about who's giving me a narrative. I say what I want to say. What you talking about? Obviously, you don't know about the Lady Luck Club. No. I speak my thoughts and my opinions. Candace, how much did you pay Tyler Robinson? I've been saying this for a year. What you mean? Nobody have to tell me to say anything. I say what I want to say. But I also know how to read court documents and understand what's going on in the court. And that's what it comes down to. None of this stuff you doing, demanding to sit here to ask questions about some narrative, means anything in the court of law. Those stupid questions will mean nothing in the court of law. That's why I don't.
That's the thing about their theories is they're not clever. They're really stupid.
They're stupid.
They're just dumb. Yeah, I mean they're not even like interesting. They're just stupid. I mean, it's like Baron Coleman. I was expecting some clever, interesting theories, but they're just as stupid as candies.
I can't believe. Can't they just revoke his bar license already? Like he knows that this stuff would not fly in court. He knows that. He cannot go before a judge with this crap and try to present this as a defense.
You're right.
He knows that. What is wrong with him? It's like you retarded.
Well, he's making a lot of money. That's
they gotta be like, dude, you doing all this for money. You still supposed to be a bar licensed attorney. How ethical you think you behaving? I hope that money worked out for you because they revoke your bar license. You're gonna need that money you made by lying like hell. You're gonna need it. It's just stupid. And at the end of the day, the incompetency for me, it's proven when no one is hiring him. Yeah. Who is he representing right now? Where? Is he even practicing law? That's look where all this gets you. Well, you getting reported to the bar because you out here doxing people and you breaking the law just because you're an attorney. I mean, you break the law. You can't commit a crime because you're an attorney. That's not how that works. So he doesn't care. And Candace said she didn't care about this investigation months ago in Utah. She said, I don't care what's going on in Utah. So why even say anything about it to invoke some level of bias about the evidence? Why do any of that? You shouldn't even be trying to compete with it. But that's what she's trying to do. It's like Candace is trying to get ahead of all this crap she has said for almost a year about it. By trying
to burn down Charlie's legacy, and she's doing a pretty good job.
She's trying her best, and they get mad because we're saying that she needs to be reported to the FBI. Candace, it is what it is. I don't care how you feel, or your cult members. And I told the cult members, y'all want to come up in the Lady Luck Club? You're not dumbing down my chat for free. No, pay the $5 fee. There's a troll fee. Pay the $5 troll fee or get out. That business does not bother me at all. I'm gonna sleep peacefully. Y'all shout out to Jared. We continue freedom. Gil, the whole truth. We're gonna check out this video clip that was done on Paramount Tactical Show. Let's get to it. Y'all hit the floor where you can see it here.
Let me see if I can get my notes right here. He wanted to kill one person and he took one shot. Therefore, the qualifier that could get him the death penalty isn't there. That's, I guess, a simpler way to put it, right?
Right. That's what the defense is arguing. And yeah, I mean, I think something like 2/3 of this brief is talking about the aggravating circumstance here.
Hey,
They're
Jim.
really not disputing any evidentiary, any of the evidence quality. They're really just saying that this circumstance, they did not meet the minimal burden of probable cause to prove this aggravating circumstance, and therefore that should not be bound over. And yeah, so they point to the fact that it was one shot, that was from a high-powered scoped rifle. I mean, those are basically the two main points. And they compare it to other cases where the aggravating circumstances, it was fired haphazardly into a crowd, many shots and things like that. So
Okay, so let me ask this very straightforward.
Yeah.
If the requirement for a capital murder is that the weapon being used was this high-powered weapon, right, is met, and they're going for capital murder, that then warrants them to be able to go after the death penalty, regardless of the aggravating factors. Is that not correct?
Well, so the aggravating circumstance in this case, and there's different aggravating circumstances that can be alleged, but in the Tyler Robinson case, it's that he knowingly created a great risk of death to other people.
Right.
And so, it's kind of common sense that, when you take a shot into a crowd, there's a lot of ways that could go sideways and kill other people. So that's the aggravating circumstance. The defense is saying that it's not present because it was one shot on target, and therefore he didn't know that there was a great risk of death to anyone else. But I would agree with the prosecution. Common sense says that, there was a great risk of death to a lot of people.
Exactly.
Somebody could have stepped into the line of fire.
Exactly.
It could have gone through Charlie's neck and hit somebody behind him. It could have ricocheted and hit somebody next to him. So there's so many different reasons he could have missed. So for all these reasons, I don't think the defense is going to succeed on that at all.
Because then they would have to say, okay, well, we can prove that he was his target. He, was going after, he intentionally hit him. You hit him in the neck. Doesn't that show that you were off either way? Like, 2 more inches over, you would have missed him altogether and hit someone behind him.
That's a great point.
So ridiculous. So you have to now prove he actually meant to target him in the way he did, where it would not hit anyone else. You can't say that because you weren't there, and you don't even have to prove motive. But yet, if the intent was to still take his life, he did it. Whether he was on, how can you say he was on target with that one shot when it landed in his neck? Wouldn't on target be head or chest?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I don't even think the prosecution argued that, but that's a good point. You should definitely get into law because you're pointing out a lot of good stuff. Yeah, he hit the neck, and but I mean, even if it was on target, I would say still just common sense. There's so many ways that other people could have been killed that it just seems obvious.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's a very real possibility. It's not something that the prosecution is saying, well, here's a scenario. No, the reality is 2 more inches over to the left, and I would have missed him altogether and hit someone else. What you mean?
Right.
Like that. You're trying to give some level of certainty in a situation where it was highly uncertain, considering the fact that you're trying to argue that he actually intended to hit this target in the manner that he did and mission accomplished. Well, no, but what if he didn't? It's so ridiculous. And you got kids, babies were out there. There were strollers out there. You had toddlers. Oh, you had the elderly. You're underestimating. The defense can't be this daft.
And then also this came up, I think on the Charlie Kirk show the other day. It was only like very short distance above the speaker's head. You know how somebody was asking Charlie a question at the time? That person who was asking the question, it could have easily hit him because it was very close to, he was very much in the line of sight. So, yeah, I don't think the defense has a leg to stand on, but, you know, they're trying their best with what they have. And it's a hard case for the defense.
Yeah, no,
At this
logic
point.
cannot be devoid in the court of law. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's part of what, you know, the judge is granted with the powers of the court is to be able to use logic, wisdom, and common knowledge and just good common sense.
Right.
And it's almost an insult to, you know, the court and to the judge, you know, to sit here and to be, you know, to say, well, he made the target and that was it. So no one else got hurt though. It's not about it's the potentiality of someone else getting hurt.
Right.
You know that. It's like, why make this dumb argument? It's such a dumb argument.
Well, I mean, you know, I think that Tyler Robinson has a good defense team. They're doing the best that they can with what they have here. They're facing an open and shut, hard case. So what are they? You know, they're choosing their battles where there's a slight possibility. The aggravating circumstance is what they chose. Is they're trying to save him his life. I don't think it's going to work, but I think they will get count 6 dismissed. So, you know, that's it's better than nothing. And yeah, I mean, if I'm Tyler Robinson's defense lawyer, I'm also like, God, I hope we could get a plea deal because we are screwed.
Right. Why not aim for that is my question. Why not aim for that? You're gonna go in, do the bound over and all this stuff and get a plea and get a range. Why not just go ahead and start with the plea deal?
Well, I think they're trying to set it up. That could be part of the strategy here with this with the defense's bind over brief is to show the prosecution that, you know, maybe you'll get a conviction. I mean, that seems pretty likely, but you might get a conviction and not get the death penalty anyways. So why not offer life without parole? Because remember, in a death penalty case, you first get the conviction. Then it goes to a sentencing phase, and again has to be unanimous where the jury agrees for the death penalty. Right. So you can go through everything, win, get a conviction, and then still lose at the death penalty phase if you're the prosecution. So I think the defense is kind of showing them, look, maybe you should do life without parole because you might lose at the death penalty phase anyways. Right.
Yeah. I mean, and oh man. That goes back to that jury having that power.
Yeah.
Wise imperative to pick them wisely. So shout out to the Information Man Show, another content creator up in here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace and respect to you, honey. I hope all is well with you. He's keeping his foot on Umar Johnson's neck. That scam artist lying about a school for 15 years. Shout out to the Information Man Show. Make sure you guys go check him out. Mackenzie, you okay, honey? We gotta take care of our Luxes over here. I know you weren't feeling well. Oh man,
sorry, Mackenzie. We'll keep you in our prayers.
Mackenzie, honey, we're praying for you. Okay, y'all. We gotta take care of our people over here.
Yeah, Mackenzie's been my number one fan. So
she's
special
awesome.
shout out.
Yeah, let's get back to it, you all.
I personally don't think that they're going to succeed on this argument, but I think that they're right to do it. I mean, I've been saying from the start that I think Tyler Robinson has a really good defense team. And I think that's why they're not perpetrating or using the conspiracy slop coming from Candace Owens and Baron Coleman, is that they actually know what they're doing and they know what they can actually fight. And so I think that they're putting up the best fight right here.
So this is another thing that people bring up consistently. Anytime the defense is doing something, and I know you talked about it during the preliminary hearing, that's not necessarily where, refresh my memory on that, because that is not them trying to say that he did or did not do it. That was just them trying to get it to prevent the case from going forward. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I mean, well, this whole phase right now is about whether or not the case is going to be bound over for trial. And based on the evidence, I mean, it's a very low standard, probable cause, and the judge is supposed to look at everything most favorably to the prosecution at this stage. At the trial stage, it reverses. But at this stage, the judge is supposed to look at everything and interpret it most favorably to the prosecution. And so it's just a probable cause standard to see if we're going to get to trial. I think that it's almost certain, I mean, as certain as I can be, that it will be bound over for trial. But the defense is trying to get rid of the aggravating circumstance right now. And I think actually they also attack one or two of the counts, the lesser offenses, and those have some merit personally. But this aggravating circumstance, I don't think it's going to fly because I think common sense dictates that he obviously put a lot of people at great risk of death.
Yeah. So part of it is knowing that he went to the shooting range. He knew that he could potentially miss because he wasn't a great shot. He still went forward with it. There were security people around. There's still the potential that something could have happened to a security person in the vicinity. So I guess the defense's argument is that this is taking too broad of a look at the aggravator.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. The defense is arguing that based on precedent, this is supposed to be a very narrow aggravating circumstance. You can't just apply it because, theoretically, anytime you commit any murder, you're putting potentially other people that you don't know about could jump in the way or something, but it's not meant to be interpreted that broadly. It's meant to be really more, for specific types of circumstances. So that is the main point that they're arguing. But again, I mean, this is a Utah kind of specific aggravating circumstance. I haven't encountered it. So I don't know. I don't think that they're going to be successful on it. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it could ricochet with just the fact that there's so many people around. And then as all of the conspirators kind of point out, this is high power. It's very possible that it will go through someone's neck and hit somebody behind him. And so I don't see that carrying much water. And I do think that the prosecution will be able to file a reply brief to this before September 1st, but that I'm not certain of.
So at this point, they're filing this now, and they are saying that their main focus is on the aggravator and some of the lesser accusation or lesser charges. Right. So would this also be a point where they would be going after the primary charge, i.e., he didn't do this?
I mean, they could, but I think that they're being strategic here. The evidence, and I know that I'm going to get shit from some people for saying this, but the evidence is overwhelming. It's hard evidence. And, spending, this is already a pretty long brief.
And this right here, Gil, I think the Candy cult members, because, they're dumb. They don't know what evidence is. They can't define it. We have gone over the various types of evidence that is used in criminal matters, especially in murder cases, at least twice here in the LLC. It's a Google search. But for the slow people in the back, can you just kind of go over some of the hard evidence, the physical DNA evidence, give us the differences in the types of evidence that is being presented here in this matter? Just a brief summary for the slow people in the back.
Right. So to me, the number one thing is the text messages, because he admits to it. I mean, he admits to it 11 different ways, 11 different times. Those text messages came from Tyler's phone to Lance Twiggs. They're consistent with all the other corroborating evidence. We're going to see more evidence come out that's going to corroborate it even further, such as the location data, the full cell phone, cell phone data, basically, that will just corroborate that it came from Tyler's phone to Lance, the locations where it came from. So that to me is like the strongest evidence. That coupled with the Discord chats. Then you have his DNA on the rifle that is found near the crime scene, ditched. And that rifle, the caliber and the bullets are consistent with the caliber that killed Charlie Kirk.
Right.
Then you have these bullets that were found with the rifle that had etchings on them. Okay, that's pretty unusual. And you find in Tyler Robinson's apartment another bullet with etching on it.
Right.
All of these bullets have Tyler Robinson's DNA, along with the Dremel tool capable of doing the bullet etching that has Tyler's DNA. Lance Twiggs' testimony, I mean, he testified that Tyler admitted to it. He testified about motive, testified about his opportunity that he left early. He testified that he was using the Dremel tool. Then you have the surveillance footage, multiple times, multiple angles, not just of Tyler Robinson, but also of his vehicle that was positively identified on UVU campus. You see him walking with a gait, with a limp that is consistent with him hiding the rifle down his pants. The rifle belongs to him. You have the screwdriver with Tyler's DNA being the main contributor, but also Lance's DNA on the roof. From where the shot was fired. You have this didn't come out in the prelim, but you have his phone being searched. He has search routes on his phone from around the crime scene, including to a car wash nearby, where there's surveillance footage of him and his vehicle.
Right.
Then you have the Nest camera footage of him and his vehicle, or actually just the vehicle, really. But that is completely consistent with another search route taken from Tyler's phone from that specific location to Tyler's apartment at that time. Right. So, I mean, it's just, and we haven't even seen everything yet. And then there's the parents' likely testimony, the family friends' testimony that's likely to come out. The vehicle data, apparently they did find the clothing that was consistent with the clothing that the shooter was wearing. I mean, how much more evidence do you need in a case?
Right.
It's as strong as I've ever seen.
Right. And it's important to remember that, you have these various types of evidence that corroborates the other evidence. So you have one set of evidence that supports the other evidence or confirms the other evidence to be true. This is something that, Candice doesn't care about, but she certainly does not take the time to understand what corroboration means or how to spell it, because that is how these cases are built, where the evidence corroborates other evidence. So the phone data corroborates, text messages and, other posts that he made from that phone device. There's a serial number affiliated with it. Then you have date and time steps that's recorded as this information is going out of the phone. You have receptions coming in from towers that giving date time stamps with coordinates. His phone can track his activity throughout that whole day, because that all of our phones do now. It gives locations or coordinates with date and time stamp that is connected to the phones registered to our information. We have serial numbers, we have IP addresses for our devices. These things corroborate the other evidence, the video footage. So if he has his phone on him and he's been seen in a video camera, that those two pieces of evidence match. It confirms those things to be true, meaning it confirms that he was in the parking deck. He had his phone on him. That puts him there because of the data with the date, timestamps, and coordinates. And he has the video evidence that puts him there because we can physically see him in the video. He confirms his identity, that is indeed him in the video.
Right.
There you go. Yeah. That's how corroborating evidence works. And
it's such a good point, because you'll occasionally hear somebody poke a little hole in one piece of evidence and think that, they broke the whole case apart. And it's like, no. We're not just looking at that one surveillance still that might be kind of grainy. We're looking at everything together, and it's all perfectly synchronized. Yeah, like you said, if we have him on surveillance and then you see him on surveillance using his phone, and then we have a ping location right there.
Right.
that shows that he had his phone. It wasn't stolen by any Mossad agent or anything.
Exactly.
Uh,
It's really
everything-
powerful.
and no French foreign legionnaire there. So it's just
Right.
everything just maps together perfectly. And
Yep.
look, as a defense lawyer, I'm naturally inclined to look for holes. But in
Right.
this case, the defense is screwed because there
Yeah,
is
where the holes?
yeah. He did not do a good job of covering his tracks at all. It almost seemed like he didn't plan on getting away with it.
He admitted to it. I don't think if you're willing to admit to the crime itself,
Yeah,
the act of unaliving someone has been confirmed by your own defense attorneys. You know, at this point, it's just kind of, well, we're just going through the motions of it all. If we're going to trial, just to ensure he had a fair trial, that his constitutional rights are protected, because otherwise, the defense goal is to invoke reasonable doubt, but that doubt still needs to be reasonable.
right.
There is nothing reasonable about this BS that Candace keeps putting out here.
Right.
It's stupid. It's to the point where she's not even on topic with anything. It's irrelevant. None of this stuff would fly in court. It would be moot. The judge, jury would not want to hear half of this garbage that Candace has been putting out, because it's not relevant to the case. It's not relevant to the evidence. The doubt still needs to be reasonable. It's beyond reason to say he was not there. In this reality here on Earth, we have corroborating evidence that puts him there. Plus his own admission puts him there. And admissible evidence is still evidence.
Right.
This is a nonsense. The buffoonery. These dumb cult members are sitting here peddling. But
this is the defense right now is probably trying to figure out the best mitigating circumstances that they can get, or to save him the death penalty. They're probably trying to find out, try and get affidavits from his neighbors and friends and other people to show that he's not as bad of a person. He doesn't have any criminal record. He's young. He could show remorse. All these things. That's what the defense is probably spending their time trying to do. Not follow all these stupid conspiracy rabbit holes.
Exactly. And they're not stunned Candace, because they know this stuff doesn't work. That's not how court works. Candace is in la la land. And of course, she doesn't know what moot means. Later said, LLC, don't use moot. Candace might think you cussing at her. Candace, I have no problem telling you to kiss my ass, and you know that. I will say that any day of the week. This is why I find it funny for her cult members to come up in here talking about who telling you a narrative. Don't nobody tell me what to say. What you mean? Funny that you think that. No, I'm me all day, every day. Candace can kiss my ass. You can't make this stuff up. Nobody has to tell me that. And I say that for free. You're welcome, Candace. Like, girl, bye. So this is the stuff that the criminal defense attorneys, knowingly are going out here that they ignored it, and they don't want it to be a part. All this crap she's putting out to be a part of this case, because if there's any semblance that they're trying to adopt to any of this, it's going to make them look so incompetent. And the judge is not in the mood for that. Right. These judges don't play that stuff in court. So you going in there trying to turn their courtroom into a circus show. No, that's how you get sat down and gagged. They're not playing that nonsense. So
right. Well, yeah, I mean, you're allowed to present alternative theories if there's a basis for it, if there's evidence, but you're not allowed to just get up as a defense lawyer. You're not allowed to just get up and lie and say that this is a frame up or anything without any sort of evidence to support it. So, what they're going to try to do is just say that the prosecution failed to meet their burden, but that's not going to work because the prosecution has met their burden already. Right. So they're just trying to go for it to save him his life. That's really their goal.
That's how they're doing. Yeah. And nothing Candace says is going to help with any of that, because she's irrelevant in the court of law. I keep saying this. They think I'm playing when I say it. No, Candace is highly irrelevant in the court of law. They don't want to know that this alien is roaming our planet. That judge does not want to know who Candace is. But unfortunately, He's learning about her because of her dumb conspiracy theories. Otherwise, that judge wouldn't have a reason to think about, there's morons out here trying to taint our jury selection.
Right.
That's not what the judge want to have to worry about. And
Right.
so, here we are with this, and we'll finish this out, but
Okay.
certainly want to remind everybody the stuff that Candace is doing on her show will that has no place in the court of law. She's dodging her own lawsuits. So there you go. She's trying to get out of her own lawsuits, and those are civil matters. Try to believe.
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
get back
Yeah.
to
The
this.
court of law is one place where she's still treated like a normal person. It doesn't matter how big her cult is.
Exactly.
Uh, and they would not stand for it.
Not at all. She has no power in the court of law, and I tell everybody that. That is
Yeah.
Candace's Achilles heel. That
Right.
court of law. So let's get back to this, y'all.
34 pages. But spending a lot of time attacking that evidence when it's almost, kind of airtight, I think was
Okay.
not, strategically their intention. Focus on things that are possible to get done from a defense lawyer's point of view. I think that they're put together a really good brief, and I think they're doing the right thing, trying to get what is what potentially they can get dropped, which they seem to think is the aggravating circumstance. I don't think it's going to win, but I do think that they are going to get count 6 dropped. That's my one prediction. Count 7, I give it a 25% chance of it succeeding, so a little bit. But count 6, I think they might succeed on that one.
Which one was count 6?
Count 6 was the witness tampering,
Okay.
and there was 2 witness tampering charges here. I think one of them applied to telling Lance Twiggs to delete the text message exchanges, and the second one is telling him to be silent and get a lawyer. And that's the one that I think they might succeed on. I could be
Okay.
wrong, but yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if those go away, though, that doesn't change the capital nature of the.
So hold on. So the telling him the delete the text is more just destroying the evidence, not necessarily witness tampering. Is that what they're arguing?
No, they're saying that's witness tampering. They're saying that him telling him to delete the exchange was trying to tamper with the witness. And I could be maybe there's more to it than just delete the text exchange. But because the obstruction, there's 2 obstruction counts.
Covers that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, the 2 obstruction counts are number 1, the burning of the note, and number 2, I think, was disposing of his clothing.
Okay.
I could be mistaken, but that's what I think. And so the first witness tampering was because you're telling somebody, you're instructing somebody what to do rather than doing it yourself. That's kind of the difference between obstruction and witness tampering. The second witness tampering is him saying, or Tyler saying to Lance, get a lawyer and, don't talk. And that's the one that I do think is going to be dropped, because I don't think telling somebody their constitutional rights,
right.
I don't think qualifies as witness tampering. So I think even the prosecution realizes that was a bit of an overcharge. But I occasionally get things wrong, so we'll see.
I mean, it's reasonable to say, you're just reminding someone of their constitutional rights, that they have a right to an attorney and they don't have to incriminate themselves, is reasonable.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's kind of, I would rather just keep my mouth closed until they do say, listen, we want you as a witness, not as a co-conspirator. Like, oh, okay, cool. So, but that's something you want those assurances in place. If you're going to just, if the prosecutor wants you as a witness, then understand I'm not going to incriminate myself, and I don't want to say anything where you guys are going to come back and then try to charge me with, having conspired in this. And that's not what I did. But
Right. And
you know,
let me give some free legal advice to everybody, which is if the police are trying to question you about anything, even if you're innocent, in fact, especially when you're innocent,
instant.
get a
Yeah.
lawyer. Get a
Yes.
lawyer. The police are,
They're
I
not
have
your
nothing.
friend.
I'm pro law enforcement, but they're not your friends when they're investigating you.
Not at all.
So don't think that just because you're really nice to them or they're nice to you, just get a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's a general piece of advice. I want to answer this question by Mindy.
Uh-huh.
Do you still feel that way after reading the state's response and watching that video I sent you? I'm not still feel that way about the count six. Um, if that's what you're asking, yeah, I feel that way. That count six will be dropped,
Mm.
but that's really not going to make that much of a difference in the case
Not at all.
overall.
Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't enhance the time in prison, the consequence itself. He's still going to get life at the very
Mm,
least.
right.
The most,
Right.
of course, is death penalty. So, and I think that would be more like they can roll that into the interference if you're talking about just destroying evidence, not necessarily tampering with a witness. Couldn't they just roll that into the obstruction and interference?
Yeah, and I mean you see this all the time. Prosecutors like to overcharge, even if they
Mm-hmm.
have a good case. They still just throw in extra charges because that kind of forces the defense to push the ball back towards the middle. So, I don't think that they ever thought that was count six was that great of a charge, and they
Mm-hmm.
didn't spend much time even defending that charge in their brief and their reply.
Right.
So, yeah, I still feel that way.
Okay. There's another question. Was the text from his phone or from the keyboard where they found a letter he did not burn because they were sent into a group chat?
Which the text most of the text
About
messages
his
came from
confession.
Tyler's phone.
Okay. So was there outside note or something he left?
So he left a letter
Mm-hmm.
underneath the keyboard of his computer, and he told
Gotcha.
where he admitted to it. And thankfully, Lance Twiggs took a photo of that letter, which is how
Okay.
we know what was written on it, because Tyler ended up burning that letter, and all that remained was like a little fragment.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Lance Twiggs has been pretty helpful to this case. He's probably the star witness.
Yeah, because he's like, I don't want to be a part of this, and I don't want to go to prison.
Right, right.
Yeah, I have to remember that. I mean, you want best case scenario for him to be a witness
Yeah.
and not a co-conspirator, because then there's a lot of evidence that he would not have given to them. I mean, he's like, listen, I want to clear my name. If they thinking I'm a part of it, no, I want to be able to, clear my name too. That's how you. His corporation is proof of how a person who is innocent behaves. You don't
Yeah.
behave like you're guilty if you're innocent. So
Right.
the
Yeah,
best
and he
thing to do is just say, listen, we want you as a witness. We don't want to charge you, but we want you as a witness, and we want you to help us because
yeah. And sorry,
that's
I don't mean to cut you off.
no, you can't.
But no, he's been cooperative, and all he was given was a use immunity, which is very different than you
Mm-hmm.
know transactional immunity.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been cooperative. I don't see any evidence that he was a co-conspirator. But if they find evidence of that,
Mm-hmm.
they'll still be able to charge him. So
Yeah.
all they gave him immunity for was just saying that if you're honest with us in the statement, then we're not going to take this statement and present it as evidence against you. That's all that they gave him.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I find it interesting that people that are so like in favor of Tyler Robinson, giving him the benefit of the doubt a million ways from Sunday, are so quick to jump it on against Lance Twiggs
Yeah.
and say that he should be tarred and feathered when really there hasn't been any evidence showing
Yeah.
him doing anything.
Exactly. You have to prove that he, conspired and aided in this, assassination plot. you can't you can't really say that when he's like, here's all the evidence, here's a letter, this is all the
Right.
stuff he sent me. Like, you kidding me? That's
Right.
the sign of a person, and like I said, logic cannot be devoid in the court of law. Candace and
Right.
her dumb cult members are completely illogical and unreasonable. They're in an alternate reality. We're not going to
Right.
the alternate reality. So none of this crap that they're saying and doing, like their whole defense of Tyler Robinson, makes no sense. There's no
Right.
logic to it either. So Mindy asked another question. Says on the Robert, I don't know how to say that last name, Guavella video I sent you. What are your thoughts about the ethical violations using cases that wasn't relative to the case? What they cited improper case law?
Yeah, well, that's what the prosecution said that the defense did. They violated ethical duties by improperly.
Mhm.
I'd want to know like how off those cases are. I think the implication is that they use maybe some AI help or something for the drafting, and so those cases are not
Mhm.
on point, which could be a serious ethical violation. It really depends on how bad of how off they were.
Mhm.
I think that it's pretty unusual to accuse opposing counsel of committing ethical violations, particularly in such a high profile case. That kind of jumped out at me, but we'll see.
Mhm.
I don't think that they're gonna get in trouble with the bar or anything for that, unless it was like very obvious that they intentionally misled the court by cherry picking statements and were like
Mhm.
very dishonest about it.
Yeah, you have to
Um,
prove that.
but otherwise, I think you could just chalk it up to an honest mistake.
Okay. Um, and that, I mean, we've seen, I've seen this situation where uh appellate judges, reprimanded an attorney for using AI, and
Yeah,
then, ended up having fake case law that didn't even exist. That's a
right.
scenario where the judge is going to get in your behind because
Yeah,
you're an attorney. You should know better. You should know how to cite case law. I
right.
mean, the
And
fact that the attorney
double
didn't
check
even
your
check to see if it was
sources.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, double
Like,
check your sources.
exactly.
Um, I probably only have a few more minutes.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
heads up. I hear my baby crying, so I'm sure my wife is waiting for me to help her out. But
Okay.
is there any
Let
other
me.
final questions? I see somebody mentioning the paving of the crime scene the next day. I don't think it was the next day. I think it was a few days later. And I
Yeah, it
think
wasn't the
that
next day.
what's that?
It wasn't the next day.
It wasn't the
It was
next
a
day. It was
couple
a
days.
few
It
days
was a few days
later.
later.
They photographed the crime scene. They gathered, everything that they thought was had evidentiary value, and it's a high traffic area and a university, high foot traffic area, and they probably didn't want their students to be reminded constantly of the morbid, assassination, and so once they got everything of evidentiary value, they felt like it was okay to return it to the university, and the university decided to pave over it. There's also, like maybe some biological hazard to
Right.
leaving bloodstains all on the ground. So
Right.
um yeah, I don't think that a lot of people are pointing that as a cover up. I don't think that
It's not a cover up. It's
yeah,
standard. Let me show
yeah,
you because Google is your best friend. And you just need to know information right quick. So the idea of cleaning up a crime scene after it's been processed, yeah, there's a reason you do that because it can become a biohazard. This
right.
is we have regulations in place, state level, on city level when it comes to after processing a crime scene, you got to do the cleanup.
And and keep in mind that this is not like an apartment. This was a
It's the
place where
open public area.
this was a university where kids or students are walking through every day. So
Right.
what did they expect? To keep it under lockdown for a year? That doesn't make sense.
Right. Right. And that's, ah, man, once again, you get common sense. Like
Yeah,
in any other scenario, with a murder case, you're gonna have some level of cleanup after the crime scene has been processed.
Right.
That there's step-by-step instructions on how to process a crime scene area. Once that's been done, they have to come behind it and clean it up. You don't want these kids traumatized. This is what I
Right.
mean. Candace is outside the realm of reality, and it's
Right.
unreasonable to think that this crime scene will not have a cleanup. One of that being, they may have state regulations to say, okay, if something happens, you got this on the ground just to, lower the chances of this becoming a biohazard issue. You got to pave over it. That's what they had to do.
Right. And also, just to add to it, where the victim is not like, I don't want to say it's not as important, but
yeah,
I don't know what more evidentiary value there was to be gained from keeping that sealed off. Yeah.
Yeah. You're talking about human blood and tissue. You can't do that. Like, so, yeah, when we say biohazard, that scientifically speaking, Candice, we know you don't know what biohazard means, but there's a reason for that. And then you have these kids interacting with that area. You don't want them interacting with a crime scene area where there's still human blood on the ground.
Right. And also this was like the center of the university campus. So it was where other speakers were going to, speak and other things. So yeah, unless you want to have like a permanent sealed off area in the middle of your university, of course you're going to turn it back.
Right.
LLC, I love you. I love all of your fans. Please invite me on whenever. I love joining you.
Absolutely. You guys wish Gil a good evening. Go take care of your baby. Love you, honey.
Thank you. Oh, please subscribe.
Yes, subscribe, y'all. Awesome. Shout out to Gil, you all. Y'all wanted me to check out a couple videos of a debater. What's his name? Rob somebody? Maury? Lord have mercy. Where he had people come up. He collected journalists. She said the name earlier. What's his name? Rob Moore? Am I saying it right? Rob Moore? Moors. Moors. Is that him? Let me see. Let me go back. Is this him here? Or no? I'm in the wrong one. Noor. Is this here? Normal America with Rob Noor. Y'all wanted me to check this out. I don't mind. We check out Joshua Carr. You all, Joshua Carr loves to have these debates. Noor. There we go. Oh, thank you, honey. All right, now. I hope you guys got some of your questions answered. I mean, he's a criminal defense attorney. We're here for it. He said he wanted to join us when we go live, do our watch party at 9 for Andrew Wilson. I want to know the evidence. He trying to drip it down to us. So which one y'all want to? Oh God, have mercy. Is there like short videos on this, or is this a long one? Andrew Wilson let Candace speak 2-1 and still had no evidence. I can explain DNA to Candace fans, but I can't understand it for them. Jesus Christ. All right, which one y'all want me to check out? Yo, he is doing this every day. Look at this. August 19th, 21st. They don't get on his nerve. No, we can't do that copyrighted music. Hold on.
Crone had a penis. So what's on your mind tonight?
First, I just want to get to a point of agreement on one thing. Okay.
Okay.
Can we agree that Tyler Robinson is a pansy?
No.
He looks like a pansy. Yes.
I would agree with that.
What's a pansy? Pansy. Pansy. Are we talking about fire pan here? Oh, hold on, y'all. Y'all can't see it. What the hell is a pansy? Y'all hear that? He said, hold on, let me go back. All right, so people calling in to Rod Noor. I'm not gonna butcher his name, y'all. I'm not gonna do that to him. Let me put the video in the chat. Y'all go check him out. He's bold enough, brave enough to do this. Me personally, I'm like, no, because they ask some of these Coke fans, they ask dumb questions. Who's telling you this narrative? No one. Me. You me. You're like somebody up here paying my bills for me. Can't make this up. Pansy went. I thought it was a patsy. Patsy, pansy, that frying pan. Is he a crock pot? Can we agree on one thing? That he's a 2-liter pitcher. Yeah, I mean, just covered up with stuff. Y'all name another appliance in the kitchen. Can we agree on one thing? He's a waffle maker. No? A griddle skillet. A flat iron. He's not a butcher knife? Oh, okay. It's a random shit. Oh my God. He did one with Milk Bar. Oh, y'all. This is something else. He did something with Milk Bar. Oh my God, he's a rice cooker. Lady Luck, you sure he's not an air fryer? Yeah, because the defense are going to go into court and say, Your Honor, I think we can all agree that Tyler Robinson is an air fryer. He didn't do it, but he made some chicken wings. Oh, the attorneys, the judge gonna throw their asses out the courtroom. Y'all, Tyler Robinson is a rice cooker, a banana peeler, an air fryer, a deep fryer, a bucket of Crisco, a coffee machine. You can't make this up. A blender. Like, y'all didn't know that? A lemon peeler. Listen, we can't forget the fact that he's an ice machine and a freezer. He's a deep freezer. You didn't know that? Y'all missed that. Toaster oven and a microwave. Your Honor, my client is a refrigerator. George Foreman grill. He's a gas stove and oven, Your Honor. Jim said he's a cutting board. Your Honor, he's a butter knife. Okay? Fork and a spoon. He's a splork. He's a spork. Your Honor, he's a spoon and a fork. You can't make this stuff up. Oh my God. He identifies as tambourine. Stop it. Okay, I'm done. He's a junk drawer. He's a Ziploc bag with aluminum foil. Look at him. Look at him sitting here like a loaf of bread. What you mean? You all can't convict my client. You just can't. He's a whole lamb shank. I gotta stick him in a crock pot. we got Thanksgiving coming up. This giant turkey. Oh, you guys are awesome. Yeah, what? The George Foreman grill is something else, y'all. Can we do seafood boil? Did we get all the kitchen appliances? Good grief, man. He's a boiler. Yeah, we've been broiling around here. All right. Zut. Oh, God. Yeah, try to go in talking about, you can't sentence a microwave to death. What you talking about? When you're a juicer in a blender, you can't do that. We need those. Y'all, you got to laugh at some of this stupid shit. The pansy. Frying pan. Oh, okay, whatever. We ain't even trying. You're not even trying. These are sauce pot. Oh, okay. Saucepan. He's a small little frying pan used for fried eggs. Flapjack. He's a flipper. Got it. Y'all ready to hit the floor when you can see it here?
Okay.
So also, I just want you to be aware, man. I like what you do. I think this is what TPS USA needed to do early. Like have call-ins, discuss things, because I think you've helped clarify and give people a little bit more sanity. They struggled with that with Candace. I get it. Whatever. They're a big organization.
Well, I don't think they were under an obligation to do here's what's difficult. One, when
Lord.
Think of it this way: like if my mom and dad separate, right, and then she still has power of attorney, and like my dad dies, or is the rest of the world, do they get to demand that my mom answer?
No.
Right.
The
problem is people are taking what Turning Point says and putting it in the most uncharitable light possible. So probably the best thing for them was to be quiet, right? And especially because what you don't want to do is jeopardize the actual investigation into the guy you believe is the actual murderer. So anything you're out there saying that people are using to then try to poison like a jury pool or something is probably not a good idea. My guess is their attorneys probably said, look, just ignore it as much as possible. It's no one's business. The legal system's handling this. Now maybe other people should have spoke up like me earlier and said, what are you talking about to the people with these theories? But I don't know that I could blame Turning Point themselves. Personally, if it was me, I'll say I'm no lawyer, but if I was Turning Point and I was advising them or I was part of their team, I'd have been like, yeah, man, you guys should go on the offense like early and often. I'd have went on the offense as soon as left-wingers started cheering Charlie Kirk's murder, and I'd have went on the offense as soon as you saw right-wingers helping the left wing by espousing these crazy theories. But that's just me. But I don't think Turning Point, it's the same thing with I think it's weird that Erica did this, and this. Yeah,
they made mistakes.
But for me, it's hard for me to judge people that are grieving, being like, this is exactly how I would grieve, and this is what I would do,
I'm going to give them, Charlie dies. It's a big loss for everybody emotionally. I don't know what that could be like. I've had family members.
I mean, I'll just say this. One of the things I mentioned, in the debate training I was at is like, obviously you want to honor Charlie's memory. Totally get that. If you're doing a documentary or whatever you're doing with that, of course. But for me, I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person, if I have a difficult time, like something bad happens to a loved one, or I like to focus on work, right? Or focus on other things. And so, I thought maybe something
they made a mistake.
I think one of the things, but wait, let me finish. I think maybe they should have just focused on the midterms. And just we're honoring Charlie, and just forgot about Candace and all these crazy people and said, we're just going to focus on politics. That's what Charlie would have wanted. Maybe that helped, but I don't know. I have a difficult time casting blame on them.
I think they had an issue because Charlie's such a public figure. This is America, you know, every public figure is going to get criticism. And I think a lot of people really respect Erica Kirk. And the thing is, because she's such a large public figure, like even if she's going to get criticism and it's going to be difficult for someone to be, she's also a female CEO. So she's going to get criticism everywhere. But I think that that was one of the big things that was like a new person taking over. And it's the criticism she's going to get is the darkest side of humanity to like praise, right? And I think that's where the problem came is like, shit, that's a lot of stuff to deal with. But also, I think they just like, they really can't run away from the influence from foreign governments. It happens. And I also think they put bots to like create division within the countries on topics, just so we're fighting each other. Anyway, long story short, I think a lot of people are overlooking this case that it wasn't set up in 2 weeks by Tyler Robinson. Okay. This was a whole thing planned out. And that's where the Patsy part was. I feel still, you haven't swayed me that this wasn't planned. First of all, Tyler was engraving bullets. Second of all, he got that from Lance. And he was radicalized when he met Lance. Okay.
Who said it was not planned by Tyler Robinson? What is he arguing here? First of all, that's moot. No one said he did not plan it. But whether he planned it a week in advance or 7 hours in advance, it was planned. When you don't have to prove motive or an intent, it was planned. What do you want? What are we talking about? I don't understand it. No one said that he didn't plan it. They're saying he didn't do it alone. Prove it. If not, Candace is not proving that at all. Candace is not proving that at all. She hasn't proved any of that. Because you think that's what she would go after, right? Let me, do my research and find out if there were any other players in this. No, what did she do? She just came flat out talking about he wasn't even there. But she can't say who was. Oh, it's an exploding mic. Who made it? Who put it on? Who caused it to pop? Like, she still can't say who did it. So until then, it's George Farmer in her world. Because I know you hate that, Candace, and I don't care. When you cannot even give an alternative that is reasonable, how you feel is irrelevant. Because none of that is playing out in court, and they don't care. The jury don't care. The judge don't care. The prosecutors don't care. The defense attorneys don't even care. You don't even have the defense attorneys on your side, Candace. If he planned it, he planned it. That just shows that it was intentionally done. It wasn't like in the spur of the moment where he felt like he needed to pull out a weapon and pop somebody. No, he planned it. So what are we talking about? Roll will sue her. They should. Nikki B, shout out to you. Because you're saying that they created these mics to be wired to pop. But somehow the physiological evidence that you would need to show that there was some explosive device on him is missing. And because Candace is not entitled to the autopsy report, no one owes her anything. She just won't know. What we all saw in videos, what 3,000 people saw in person, they didn't see what was the remnants of someone having an explosive device on them. They heard a gunshot. You can't tell 3,000 people they did not see and hear what they saw and heard. That's not going to happen. 3,000 people were out there. You're not going to tell them they did not see and hear what they saw and heard. Period. You're just not. You're not going to tell me I can see in that video what I saw. And the video I have was from someone that was standing at least in the second row behind the microphone. That's how close the video footage I have was right there. Because Candice, you're not the only person that gets information. You're just the dumbest. Person that sent me the video footage was like row 2. Charlie was right there. You're not going to tell me I didn't see in that video what I saw. And I don't need to keep watching it over and over again to see that. Because it's gruesome. That's how pathetic Candace is. So you can't tell us who you think pulled the trigger on the gun or wired anything or whatever. No, nothing. Oh, okay. Well, kick rocks. None of that stuff works in court. Did Tyler Robinson plan it? Yeah, he planned it. He could have planned it the morning of. But he planned it. Whether he planned it a week out, 2 days out, 4 hours away. The fact that he planned it is already sufficient to show that there was intent for him to unalive someone. They don't have to prove motive for murder. So all this BS is still stupid and irrelevant. Irrelevant.
And also Lance gets the Fed protection.
No, just be clear.
There's no Fed protection. The FBI is not spearheading this investigation. It is the prosecutors in the state of Utah. Please stop treating these people in Utah as if they've never tried a murder case. This is not the only murder that has occurred in the state of Utah. Yeah, like the state of Utah has never had a murder before. The hell you mean? There's a whole nother murder taking place the same day. This is not their only murder case. It's just the high-profile murder case. It's not their only one. It's retarded. This is handled by the prosecutors in the state of Utah. They can't even just that one simple fact. Just admit to that. Retardation on steroids.
Be clear. When you say he has Fed protection, describe what that is. Do you know what that is?
Nothing.
I think there's two types, right? There's like the witness protection, and then there's like another protection just for like active threats or something. Like, you know,
that's usually not what people are talking about.
What is witness protection? You think he would just Google this, right? If you don't know, look it up. If you don't know, look it up. This is utterly ridiculous. The FBI is not spearheading the investigation. There is no witness protection. It's called immunity. Immunity, because that's the thing. Immunity. Immunity. Oh, God. The witness was offered immunity. Because that's how this works. This is not the first time in history a murder has occurred in the state of Utah where the prosecutors offered immunity to a witness. This is not the first time in history. Well, I got to say this while I'm clapping, y'all. This is to emphasize the severity of this. Where the prosecution offered immunity to a damn witness. Once again, give the prosecutors more credit than that. This is not their first murder trial. It's just not. Y'all see why I refuse to sit here and entertain this high level of buffoonery? For what? They keep saying this is a Fed case. No, it's not. This is a matter for the state of Utah. The case is called State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. If it were the charges were being brought forth by the FBI, it would be U.S. versus Tyler James Robinson. Hell, you talking about? They won't even look that up either. They won't even look that up. The case would be named different if the FBI were bringing forth the indictment. It would be U.S. of A versus Tyler James Robinson for sake. They won't even correct that. They won't even look it up. Let me make sure I say this correctly, because Lady Luck Club boy, she going in. Can't make this out. No, they just keep giving the FBI more credit than they deserve, because prosecutors know nothing in the state of Utah. They've never had a murder case, because of reasons.
They're talking about his immunity deal.
Yeah, but he was put in like a house, like a safe house, and he was.
Okay. What's the relevancy here?
And the
is the
relevancy
implication?
here-
Is the let me so far see if I can follow your train of thought. You think Lance was
There's no train
involved,
of thought.
correct?
None of this shit worked.
I believe he had to push Tyler.
So just to be clear, so then the FBI knows Lance is involved, but put him up in a cushy house because they're in on it.
What?
That's interesting.
That's the stupidity of it all. Once again, it's called immunity. Immunity, because words matter. Immunity. In this reality here on Earth, it's called immunity. That is not witness protection in the FBI. It's not how that works. Especially when they're not bringing forth the indictment to the court. Where it says State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. Not United States versus Tyler James Robinson. Because they don't want to read, because they're stupid and retarded. Oh, I'm going to keep calling the cult members retarded as hell. Immunity. Use and derivative use immunity. Because that's what it is. Protects the witness from the prosecution using their own testimony or any information derived from it against them. Because, immunity is a whole word that exists in this reality on Earth. The FBI does not have to put him in a witness protection program. That's not necessary. Because, state laws get to write laws as well. Can make this up. An immunity can be granted from prosecution on the state level. Because laws. Well, you would think they understand, like, okay, our Constitution allows state laws to write laws. At the very least, that level of rationale will trickle down. The prosecution has the power to grant immunity. You mean? Allows prosecution for the same offense if the case relies entirely on independent evidence from another source. More common than transactional immunity, especially in federal cases. This is not a federal case. It's a state case. State crime. The Supreme Court held that immunity agreements must be coextensive to prevent derivative use of testimony against the witness. That's how case law works. Precedents. Case law is law. Immunity. This is how it works. You have various types of immunity. Because reading is fundamental. Transactional or blanket immunity, also called total immunity. This is the broadest form. Use and derivative use immunity. That is a whole nother type of immunity. It's the stupidity of it all. You can't make this stuff up. They don't want to read.
Interesting way of putting it. I wouldn't say
but this is what I'm
in on it.
If I can, right? Because what happens is, like, when I talk to someone like you give a lot of details, right? Like, so imagine I said this. I was like, O.J. Simpson, I think he did it. He had this glove, and like, we know that Nicole said that he beat her before, and we know that he had a knife that looked like one at the blades. And also, don't forget, he liked to shop at Nissan stores. And he had a buddy. Let me finish. He had a comp that he golfed with. Remember that comp he golfed with? And then you would be like, well, what is this about the cop he golfed with? What's that have to do? Are you saying that cop's involved? Oh, that's interesting. So I'm asking you, when you say the feds put Tyler up in a cushy house, what are you saying?
Lance,
just say
Lance.
Or when the feds put Lance up in a cushy house. Just
I'm saying that they were incentivized.
Please, let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
I promise I'll give you a chance to stop.
They don't.
What you're making,
They don't.
You're doing like what
They don't listen to listen. They listen just waiting on him to get done so they can just interject and respond, saying the same thing. That's how you end up in this dumb cycle where they're just repeating themselves. Is it like, Candace hasn't taught you all what to say next? I mean, how does this go? Because they can't seem to, let me make sure what I'm saying makes sense. And he's asking me a direct question, be able to directly answer it. No. Nope.
Candace does. You're saying things and then you're making me say what I think you're thinking, and then you go, oh, that's interesting. So just tell.
But then they'll say, that's not what I was saying, though. You're not answering my question, though. Because blah, 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 and though. Speak plain. Why are you confused?
Tell me. They put Lance up in this cushy house. Are you saying that means what? Go ahead.
I'm saying these processes, they have their reasons. In this one, I think the incentive was to make this an open and shut case quick. I think that's what it was. I feel
How does
personally.
that benefit the FBI again? Because they're not spearheading this at all. This is not U.S. versus Tyler James Robinson. This is the state of Utah. They have jurisdiction over the matter. He's going to prison. There's nothing they can say to get him out. Nothing. So, what? Nothing that these idiots can say to get Tyler Robinson off and avoid prison. Life in prison. Life. Again, life. The very least. So, worst case scenario, he's life in prison. None of this crap means anything in the court of law. Funny how the defense attorneys don't give a damn about what they have to say.
That this was planned in advance and they need an open and shut case.
Because the prosecution.
So this Lance character who radicalized the seemingly smart human, to do this act, like Tyler, he's upset with Charlie for his view on transgenders while he's dating a transgender person that he, and now he's going to go and commit this crime of passion. So I feel like they want an open and shut case. And
what crime of passion? That's not how crime of passion works. Once again, when you don't read, you don't understand how this stuff works. That's not a crime of passion. Not at all. That's not how crimes of passion work. Oh my God. This is not a crime of passion if you saying he planned it. Yeah, it's reading is fundamental. We do that here in the Lady Luck Club. Based on how the court defines a crime of passion, it refers to a violent act, most often homicide, that is committed in the heat of passion or in response to sudden intense provocation rather than as a premeditated or deliberate crime. You can't say he planned it and then said this was a crime of passion. In the court of law, those ideas are conflicting. Does that make sense? Hit the 4, because reading is fundamental, Lord. We bless you for a brain. Thank you, God, for giving us the ability to think on a higher level and read words and understand information. Lord, we thank you. You can't say that he planned it and then said it was a crime of passion. Those are not the same thing. Those ideas are antagonistic. They're opposites. Opposites. Candace, your cult is getting dumber by the day. How much longer will you subject to this buffoonery? And all of us, it's like torture. All because she don't want to read. You got to pick one. Was it premeditated and did he plan it, or a crime of passion? There is a great difference in court. His own attorneys are not even saying that bullshit. So where's Candace getting this from? You can't say he was a patsy and a part of a bigger plan and a cover-up and a blah, 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 and then say it was a crime of passion. Those are not the same thing, Candace, you dumbass. Why don't you encourage your cult members to read, Candace? I understand you all are legion and your demons and all. Why is reading being somehow like removed from this equation? There's no premeditated crime of passion. It's not how that dumb shit works. For goodness sake. It's not a crime of passion. It was premeditated. Whether he planned it a day in advance or 2 weeks in advance is irrelevant. He planned it. He wrote a note out. He sent messages. He admitted to it. His own attorneys confirmed it, because that's how that works. So what the attorneys are in on it? The defense attorneys? Are they in on it as well? Candace, at what point are you going to start saying that dumb shit? Because I feel it coming. The criminal defense attorneys are in on it. They all agreed that they're going to just accuse him of this, and he's going to go to prison forever, and blah, blah, blah. Candace is going to be saying this by next week. Because she's a moron who can't define crime or passion. Boy, this is priceless. This is why y'all see why I can't do these debates with these clueless idiots. I don't do that. We go based on facts. None of this stuff involves your feelings. None of this has anything to do with your damn feelings. Your feelings are irrelevant to this. This is what the court defines to be crime and passion. Your feelings do not. Your feelings are irrelevant. No one cares. No one cares how you feel. Your opinion it is. It's irrelevant. If it's premeditated, it's premeditated. And the evidence lines up for it to be premeditated. You're trying to say he's part of a bigger conspiracy, he's a patsy. That's all premeditated. It's not a crime of passion. Because, they don't know how the law works. They come up with this dumb nonsense. Completely conflicting.
And the reason is...
Why is it always what you feel? Do you have any proof of this?
No, he doesn't.
Well, we have the proof of the influence for us to not... You say no one's telling us to question it.
Okay.
Question what? It's a Google.
Erica literally was trying to...
Okay, let's take this step by
step. Question.
Let's take step by... Erica was not saying don't question it. Candace Owens was...
Read. In all of that, get some understanding. They sit here talk about Christ is King, but skip all the other scriptures in the Bible. Candace, are you ever going to be able to put your hand on a Bible without melting? I think she was spontaneously combust.
Questioning people at Turning Point and implying that they were wrong, or that Israel had something to do with it, or the French Foreign Legion had something to do with it, or Masonic cults had something to do with it, or Mormon beekeepers had something to do with it.
Hold on.
And she said, let me finish. She said, the only person other than my husband that could ask me to stop would be Erica. And Erica said, please stop. She didn't say, I demand that no one ask any questions. She said, Candace, stop what you're doing. And what Candace is doing is different than just saying, I think maybe Lance Twiggs was involved. That's number one.
But okay, but you're discounting how big of an organization. Every single group you said probably has ties to Turning Point USA. Okay? There's probably
irrelevant. There's a difference in connecting an organization to an organization versus connecting an organization to a crime. Until you have evidence, you are defaming them. You can't just go around accusing people of a criminal offense that warrants jail time without evidence. Because when you accuse them in a court of law, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. So just frivolously saying that someone is a part of a cover-up of a murder is absolute defamation. And because they don't fear lawsuits, then sue the hell out of them. I mean,
probably someone in Turning Point USA who fits into one of those groups. And I'm not saying they're doing anything ill will, but what I'm saying is when she's telling her to stop, I think there's a reason why.
If your mother died and hundreds of thousands of people were saying you killed her, right? And I was the one convincing the hundreds of thousands of people to say that. And I said, the only one that could convince me to stop is Merlin. Would you tell me to stop?
But you're framing it as she killed her. As she's saying that Erica had something to do with it.
She said Erica was complicit in it. She said Erica should go to jail. She said Erica's a black widow. She said Erica was on the phone with Terrell setting up the exploding microphone to kill him. That seems to be pretty clear cut. If I want to be
because he, the same idiot who said that this is a crime of passion after saying it was premeditated, obviously doesn't understand how defamation works either. What defamation per se? No, Candace can get this crap suit out of her, and they should. They should sue the hell out of Candace into oblivion.
As charitable as possible, I'll say, okay, Candace Owens said that Erica should go to jail and that she is complicit in the murder or complicit in the cover-up of her son's murder.
Now,
Yes,
Okay,
that's
okay,
literally what
okay.
she. What did she mean when she
hit
said
it.
go
You
to
hit
jail?
it right there.
Yeah.
What
I'm
did she
giving
mean when
Eric.
she?
I'll give Erica the benefit. I don't know
Just answer this
Erica.
question, then you can expand.
You know,
When she said Erica should go to
Who's that?
jail, what did she mean?
if I remember, I think she was saying on a cover up, not the murder.
Okay, fine. I just said she's either complicit in the murder or the cover up.
And accusing someone of being a part of a cover up of a murder is still a crime. Oh, this is coming to moron. I thought they said that this is a crime of passion, but it was premeditated. So you have no idea how court works. Okay, yeah, no, it's fun for me. I can't let these bozos up and see hanging on my nerve, but I will Google the hell out of them. Cover up of a crime. It's still a criminal offense. It's still a felony. It's a felony. It's a felony. Oh boy. You just can't make this shit up. I could do this all day. I'm Captain America Candice that knows how to Google and read. Cover up is any deliberate calculated act intended to conceal evidence of a crime, destroy physical evidence, or obstruct the law enforcement or regulatory investigation. Cover up of a murder. Because, that's a whole criminal charge in and of itself. It is a serious offense. Covering up a murder is a serious offense that can lead to multiple felony charges and significantly harsher penalties than the original crime. My God. You can get more time for covering it up than the person that carried it out. It's still a felony. It is a crime. So you're accusing someone of a crime, period. It's defamation. Candace, you dumb demon. Being a co-conspirator, aiding and abetting, covering it up, concealing of a murder is a felony. So you falsely accusing someone of committing this felony, covering it up, is still defamation, you dumb demon from the hottest parts of hell. This is the first time we've ever encountered a retarded demon. Candace, if Satan go even let you go back to where you came from, how is that gonna go? Oh man, I'm not even gonna Candace. I'm not even gonna find out because I'm gonna be in heaven. I'm not missing the rapture. Nope. Candace lie like hell. All these lies gonna catch up to you on judgment day, you dumbass girl. Yeah, no. You can't cover up a murder either, because that's a crime also. You'll go to jail for life. You'll get prison. Lots and lots of years. So, whether you're accusing someone of committing the act of the murder or covering up the murder, you're accusing them of a crime. And that is defamation. Because reading is fundamental. And we do it here in the Lady Luck Club. Welcome one, welcome all. Hit that like button.
If
you want to get into the cover up,
okay, let me redo my analogy. If your mother died and I convinced hundreds of thousands of people that you were complicit in covering up the murder, and I said the only person that could get me to stop would be Merlin, would you ask me to stop?
it's possible. Me personally,
Okay, then what are we talking about here?
what we're talking about is you're lumping a murder and a cover up. The cover up,
Both are crimes. Both are crimes. Both are felonies. Just so y'all know that.
could have been incentives or financial, right?
No.
If there was some ill that Charlie
You have
discovered,
No. And you're going to get sued for defamation. You dumb dingus. Well, I wish he was on camera. Just, for my curiosity. This kid sounds like young, like he's young. Like, he can still read. Why not just Google this stuff? You don't want to believe that online? Read a law book. It's a whole chargeable offense. There is a penal code that goes with conspiracy of a cover-up or a cover-up of a crime, of a murder. There's a chargeable offense code with that. Why not just look that up in a law book?
I just want to be clear that what you're saying here is you're impugning Erica Kirk and saying that's weird. She asked Candace to stop saying that her and her organization was involved in the cover-up of her husband's murder. That's strange. That's strange that Erica would do that.
Well,
I don't think it's strange for a grieving widow to say, please, lady, who's convincing millions of people that we're somehow involved in a cover-up or doing this murder, please stop.
They use this person to sort of shield us from asking. Like, Erica's great. I don't know her. She seems great. Charlie loved her. But we can't have criticism towards TPUSA due to Erica being the CEO.
Who said we can't have criticism of turning? Show me who
said
said
it. Like you're trying to say.
Show me me ever saying you can. I myself have criticized Turning Point. Tell me that I'm saying that you can't. Please show.
I didn't know anything about him. Who said that? I'll give you one better. I didn't even know anything about it. So who said that? You know, because the Candy Coat members think somebody's telling me what to say over here on my platform. Who said that? A man was assassinated on national television. What you mean? That is going to get the attention of people, even if you did not know who Charlie Kirk was or TPUSA was. What you talking about? It became national news. Kick rocks. Who said that? That you cannot criticize them. You don't have to believe anything. As a matter of fact, you can be a complete stranger to TPUSA. You still cannot go around accusing someone of committing a crime. Covering up a murder is a crime. And if you get sued, suck it up and kick rocks.
Me what video I said you're not allowed to criticize Turning Point USA.
You keep bringing up these analogies because Candace is asking the CEO, someone close to Charlie, questions about the organization or how Charlie died.
No, they're implying that they are complicit in a cover-up or the murder of Charlie. And what I'm saying is, if Candace is going to say that, she should provide some proof. Candace and Ian Carroll and Baron Coleman, etc., refuse to debate those claims. They refuse. When Andrew Wilson paid $300,000 and said, okay, when you said these things, can you tell me what you meant? She refused to debate those claims. That's what I'm saying is wrong. I'm not saying no one's ever allowed to criticize Turning Point. I'm saying if you're going to accuse people of murder or being complicit in a cover-up.
Mackenzie, you okay, honey? Girl, I hope we able to put a smile on your face, girl. Yeah, I know how it feels when you don't feel well. Child, we praying for you, honey. Make sure you get your meds, girl. Get your good hot bath. Take you some Benadryl that'll help you sleep. You'll be all right. We praying for you. Oh, as long as you're getting a smile on your face. Sometimes that laughter is some good medicine. Take you some Benadryl. Get your medication, girl. Get you a good little meal. And just fall asleep to this ASMR.
For murder, you should be willing to defend those claims and provide evidence. Candace is not
the wrong person. You can't pick Candace when she's got everyone who wants a legal battle with her. Okay, and you know these legal battles.
I don't understand. I don't explain what that means. I can't pick Candace when she's got everyone who wants to have a legal battle with her.
Look at this one legal battle between Brian Hopel. The goal lines got stretched. The whole Fort Huachuca thing. You know, the Mitch Snow comes out, says he was there. Turns out he was there. But then the goal line is like, okay, he was there, but he didn't see these people.
Who was he that was
Mitch
there?
Snow was there.
Okay, be careful because your sentence structure, you talked about Brian Harple, then said Mitch Snow and said he was there. Let me finish. So it sounds like you did the other day. It sounded like you were saying Brian Harple was there. Are you saying that Brian Harple, if he wasn't there, should not be allowed to sue for defamation?
And that's what makes it interesting. Is it's like
should he be allowed to should he be allowed to sue for defamation?
I think, you know, according to the legal statute, if he feels he was defamed, that's all on him.
Okay, so then what's the issue with me saying, Candace, if you're going to make claims, you should have to have evidence?
She would need that in court. No, just sue the hell out of her. And then when you go to court and realize she has no evidence, then you'll win. No. It's time for Candace to start paying up some real money. Candace, it's time for you to start losing millions of dollars, like 20 million at a time. I mean, double-digit millions. The Macrons are gonna mollywop you. Brian Harper's gonna mollywop you. And when Erica Kirk and TPUSA sue you, they're gonna mollywop you as well. Can't make this up. Candace, you falsely accused someone of committing a crime. You should be sued. Period. Because that is illegal. That is not free speech. That is not protected by the First Amendment. Defamation, that would include slander and libel, is not protected under the First Amendment. I don't care what you think you are. Because what you are not is someone who reads or human. But you go out and make provable false statements and accuse someone of committing a crime that will warrant prison time. Lots and lots of prison time. You should be sued into oblivion. And that lawsuit will force her to have to bring some evidence. Otherwise, she can kick rocks. We don't care how she feels.
The issue with that, you're like, well, I can't because Brian Harper filed a lawsuit against her.
You're using that lawsuit to sort of say that Candace is wrong, when yet Candace was brought these claims by someone in our military.
You brought it up, and Candace parroted them. Candace, is the truth a defense to defamation?
So let me just say, let's say Mitch Noah was mistaken. He didn't see these people there. Okay, that's
no. He said he stands on it. This is the same clown that won't read definitions of terms of crime or passion or anything. No. Mitch Snow said in his motion that he will not concede. He stands on what he said. That's what that means. Because this idiot does not know what crime or passion is. So, of course, he doesn't know what it means to say, I will not concede. So, he said that he has videos and photos proving that Brian Harper and Erica Kirk was on this military base and that he gave it to Candace Owens. So, he effectively threw her dumbass underneath the bus and then shifted that responsibility to Candace to produce said videos and photos. And meanwhile, the cult members are still giving his ass money. He said that in a whole post. Candace has all the evidence. All of it. Videos and photos. I gave everything to her. And I will not concede my dumbass lies. Oh, okay. Keep that energy up for court. Keep that energy up, Candace. Miss Snow said you got the videos and the photos. Why don't you just show us what it is?
That's the case. I think as someone who's speaking about what's going on in this case, I don't feel it's wrong that Candace brought someone on that said he might have seen these people.
It's not just that she brought it on, she implied that he was correct. Just like she implied, she says this, she implied Israel did it. She implied the French Foreign Legion did it.
No. He see, because he's an idiot. He said, I am 95 to 99% sure because the eyes are unforgettable on Erica Kirk and Brian Harper was, physically fit, decent, good-looking man with salt, pepper hair. I studied them and I have videos and photos to prove that they were there. He said that in a whole X post, Candace. It's on X, you dumbass. Boy, I am here for this. Candace, I'm curious to know what your response going to be when the judge look at you and say, so Mrs. Owens, Farmer. Is it Farmer? Owens Farmer? Are we doing that? Can you please present the videos and photos that your co-defendant said he gave to you? That would prove that he was 95 to 99% accurate in pointing out Brian Harper and Erica Kirk on this military base. Can you present that evidence now to the court? Has that been submitted as evidence? And then Candace is going to say, what the hell? You didn't give me anything? Miss Jones be like, yes, I did. And she's going to be like, no, I didn't. No, you didn't. And then he's going to be like, yes, you did. Yes, I did. And then she's going to look at him again and say, for the last time, no, you didn't. And don't forget, I still control that fundraiser. He's gonna be like, yes, I did. Don't forget, I can cash that bad boy out. They're gonna be arguing back and forth in court. Then she's gonna be like, Lady Luck Club told me he threw me under the bus and I didn't listen. Oh, Candace, it's gonna be so epic, you dumbass. You can't make this up. He said, I will not concede to my accusations. That means he's sticking by his nonsense and buffoonery. And he said, I have the evidence. I just gave it to Candace. Okay, cool. Candace, what the videos and the photos at? He said he got phones and safety security deposit boxes. Multiple phones. Candace, what is evidence? You gonna ask him for the key to the safety security deposit boxes? So what? They gonna be going back and forth like two chicken heads squabbling in the court.
She implied Mormon beekeepers did it. She implied the Macrons did it personally to get back at her to distract from the fact that she said Brigitte Macron had a penis. She implied that Erica Kirk's involved in the cover-up. She implied that Brian Harpole's involved. She implied that Andrew Colvit's involved. Like, you can't be like, oh, she just brought on guests that said all these things. No, it was her. And even if, like, it seems like what you're saying is, I'm not allowed to.
It's just her. It's
please,
not.
let me finish. It's
Nope,
right.
her.
It's not just her. It's also Baron Coleman and Ian Carroll and a bunch of other people that won't answer for these outrageous theories that they're putting out. And what you're saying is the person that is the ringleader that the most people are listening to that's saying these claims. Rob, it's outrageous for you to say that she should have to provide evidence for this because Brian Harpole's.
Yeah, no, she's bringing forth the accusations. What he's doing is bringing forth the lawsuit, the complaint to the court. There's a difference. His narrative is, or his claim is, she lied like hell. Period. He's not there to prove her to be true. His allegation is she defamed me, she lied like hell, she has no evidence, and it caused me irreparable harm to my reputation and my business, and I lost money. This is all under tort. So her defense is going to have to be, well, I didn't lie. I set this under blah, blah, blah. You trying to plead First Amendment, but you can't provide evidence that what you said was true. And you still, regardless of the evidence I put before you to prove that I was not there on that military base, that I was catching a flight somewhere else, showed a reckless disregard of that truth. Meaning the evidence I showed you to debunk your dumb ass, you ignored it. And then you doubled down on your stupid ass lies in all these videos and posts because you're a moron. And then Mitch Snow just throws you underneath the bus and say he gave you all the evidence, so go figure it out. I can't wait till that hit home for her. I just realized that Mitch Snow, you know, essentially he just kind of threw me out there by saying that he gave me all this evidence that I don't have. I don't know anything about these safety security deposit boxes and multiple phones. And he put this in a post on X. I have no idea what that is, you know. So where's he? What videos and photos did he give me? I'm not the rightful owner of anything. Candace, because he said you were. Yeah, I'm here for that.
Suing her. That's ridiculous.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that.
Then what's the point? What's the point?
Saying the point is there's all these things that are so like, okay, you find something out. It's closed, it's shut. Don't ask, it's Tyler. Everything's over.
No one says this. Again, how many times have I personally talked to you? How many times have you watched this show this week? And I've said, I have questions about the case. It's reasonable to have questions about the case. Andrew has
They
questions
keep
about the
pivoting
case.
to that.
No,
You're
I'm saying
just
Dan has
dismissing
questions
everything.
about the. No, what I'm doing is saying the people that are out of hand saying Israel did this, Erica Kirk's involved, Brian Harpole's involved, Mormon beekeepers are involved, the French
Hold on.
Foreign Legion's involved. You should have to answer for that. Other than that, what I'm doing is saying I believe the state's case. There are questions, there are answers to those questions, but we'll see when we get to trial.
Yeah, your whole thing is you're saying that it's Tyler Robinson by himself, even though he was radicalized. No one
I
else
don't know
was
if that's the
involved.
case. Let's get
Radicalized by who? What does his radicalization have to do with you talking about TPUSA being involved? You're asking TPUSA dumbass questions that they can't answer. They don't know anything about his radicalization. It's irrelevant. Because you don't have to prove motive. You don't have to prove motive. No, radicalization is irrelevant. What would TPUSA know about Tyler Robinson's radicalization online? They didn't keep up with it. They didn't know who he was until he did this. So why would they care about his radicalization? They don't. It's stupid. Yeah, you know, he's not been radicalized, but it's irrelevant. Don't care. The court doesn't even really care. Because you don't need to prove motive. You don't need to prove motive. Nope. Not even for the capital offense of murder.
to the radicalized part. You said
They don't
that
know
he
how
was
court
put up
works.
in a cushy house, Lance Twiggs. How many days was he put up in a cushy house?
I don't know until the threat went away.
You don't
I don't
know.
know, man.
What threat?
man.
You're implying there was no threat. The FBI
Of
did
course.
this as some sort of reward or something.
Lance Twiggs is going to get threats every day about what his
Okay,
boyfriend
so then
did.
explain to me how it's odd that the FBI would put a security detail on him.
Because they need to put someone in jail because they got influence from the White House.
So
for this
just to be
case.
clear,
Who from
you
the
have
White
no
House?
evidence.
Who from the White House? Be specific. Well, the White House gonna love this. They're like, can you name the people so we can make sure you're clear? Speak plain. Don't speak in riddles. Speak plain. What's your name, boy? Carr. We're just gonna call him Carr because it's all we're seeing. Red Carr. Red Carr. Who from the White House again? Name him. Name all of them. So when they sue the hell out of you, you'll know who they're coming from.
But your feeling is they know Lance Twiggs is really responsible, but the White House was said you must put someone in jail. So they said we're going to protect the guy really responsible, and you feel that's true because they put a security detail on it. So really, the FBI knows the real culprit's Lance Twiggs, but they're setting up Tyler Robinson because
you're lumping it. You're making it as if that's my belief. You're saying that.
He can't even explain his belief because he can't tell you the difference between premeditation and crime of passion. You know, it's the buffoonery for me. And the ignorance. For some reason, he thinks that accusing someone in being complicit in the cover-up of a crime, especially a murder, is still not defamatory when you're accusing them of a crime. Even the idea of aiding and abetting and covering up a murder is a crime in and of itself. This idiot doesn't even know that, apparently. Name all these people in the White House you're talking about. Why they just throw out random agencies and stuff? Oh, it's the feds and CIA and DOJ. Because, you know, they don't know CIA falls on the DOJ. Like, the things you can look up in Google and read. Because reading is fundamental. They don't do that. It's stupidity. It's stuck on stupid.
This is what you're saying. Like, you're implying, you're like, he was radicalized by Lance Twiggs. Okay,
Yeah,
if instead of
like
Lance Twiggs, Tyler Robinson listened to Rachel Maddow, should Rachel Maddow go to prison because he was radicalized by Rachel Maddow? Okay, so then if Lance Twiggs was saying,
TPUSA would not know about him being radicalized. That is irrelevant. That element is irrelevant. He's not even making a reasonable argument right now. He's just saying stupid shit. But it say you're lumping it all together, but you can't articulate what you're trying to say either. You don't even know what crime of passion means.
I fucking hate Charlie Kirk. I hate these anti-LGBT people. And Tyler Robinson went and killed Charlie Kirk. Does Lance Twiggs responsible? Does he go to prison?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
That's why they didn't. That's why they went for Tyler
What
Robinson.
are you talking about? A person
say
is
who
allowed
went
to
for
say,
Tyler Robinson?
I don't like this person. I hate this person. And if someone
not-
else then murders that person,
If you're being radicalized online, he's trying to. Is he saying that they target people they want to radicalize? Well, how the hell did you do that? How do you do that? How do you target specific people to radicalize? How does that work? Because you have to be a willing participant in that. Once again, it's like saying that this organization should know everybody online and know who is being radicalized for whatever political belief out there because of reasons. Like companies keep up with that. It's just stupidity for me. And then when you ask him to clarify it, he can't. Because he doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about.
you don't go to jail for saying you hated that person.
Sure, but
For
if you're
example,
supplying-
Hating someone is not a crime. Committing a crime out of hate can be a crime. But, say I hate the devil is not illegal.
Candace Owens is saying she really hates Andrew Colvett. If someone kills Andrew Colvett, do they say, I was radicalized by Candace Owens and Candace goes to prison?
they're going to use that. The media's going to use that.
Will Candace go to prison if this person says, I watched Candace Owens and she convinced me that Andrew Colvett was evil. That's why I killed him.
No, she's not going to.
Why? She radicalized that person.
Hold on. You didn't let me go back. Lance Twiggs.
Oh, you didn't let me go back and re-say this over again to where it still won't make any damn sense because it doesn't. Now, come on, you little dummy boy.
Is sitting with his boyfriend, giving him a Dremel to do stuff on bullets, to inscribe on bullets, and there's no question about, oh, what did you write? Who would these bullets be for? I think the FBI won.
No. You're trying to once again prove that there was some premeditation and that Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs planned this out by engraving bullets. What if that was a business where he sold engraved bullets? And it had nothing to do with the murder. Then what? Is that illegal to engrave a bullet? Apparently I got to look this up. Because you can't make this shit up. It's stupid. Is engraving bullets illegal? Yeah, no, it's not illegal to engrave bullets. So what if that was a business? Helping him with a business to engrave bullets, then what? Because see, he doesn't think about what can be said in court as a defense. The idea that he has been given immunity, it's like it goes over their head. Like the definition of immunity for them is a complex concept. They need to conquer rocket science first before they understand the definition of the word immunity. You can't make this shit up. It's not that difficult. He was given immunity to testify as a witness. Period. They wanted the evidence that came with that immunity. And they didn't want him to feel like he was going to be charged with a criminal offense. But you got to prove that he actually willfully and intentionally aided in this so-called conspiracy to aid in a killing. Don't you think they would have went for criminal charges if they had the evidence to connect Lance Twiggs to it? It helping him engrave a bullet is irrelevant because that in and of itself is not illegal. It's the stupidity, y'all, on steroids right now.
Wanted a case closed. They got the most evidence for Tyler. And do I think it was set up in advance? Months, possibly weeks, years?
Can you show me any evidence? Or is it just
the evidence is he was just inscribing bullets before the event was even, I think.
Did Lance Twiggs testify that he knew the Dremel was being
irrelevant? That is not illegal to engrave a bullet.
Used to inscribe bullets.
I believe so, yeah.
Objection.
Okay, can you show me that testimony?
I believe he when he asked for the Dremel, he asked them what the Dremel was for. And I think that's like on that recorded part. I'm not 100% sure. But it's like
even if he said, I want the Dremel to engrave bullets, it does not mean that he was aware that he was going to murder Charlie Kirk or anyone for that matter. Period. The act of engraving bullets is not illegal on its own. Bottom line.
This is what
Robinson to walk free. He actually carried out the murder itself, and they want him to walk free. But they want Lance Swiggs to be locked up because he helped him engrave a bullet, which is not illegal.
So I'm pulling up. This is what I remember. About a month before the September 10th, 2025 shooting, Robinson mentioned he was planning a hunting camping trip with his family. He asked if they had a Dremel tool he wanted to engrave message on bullets or create message on bullets for the hunting trip. Twiggs told him where the Dremel was and said, don't accidentally set off a bullet. Twiggs stated he didn't think about it.
Yeah, that sounds like a lie.
Okay, proof? Do you have proof? Do you have evidence?
Here's the proof. Here's the proof. Mm-hmm. Who goes on hunting trips? Bullets are not cheap, and inscribes bullets for their
How much is a bullet? How much is a 30-06 bullet?
Man, I don't hunt, man.
I bought like
handguns.
But you just said they're not cheap. So give me an idea. How much do you think it would be expensive enough to say, oh, you wouldn't put a Dremel to it? How much? $20 per bullet? $2,000
It doesn't make sense.
What does the price of the bullet have to do with whether or not you would take a Dremel?
It's not the price of the bullet. It's
okay. Then real quick. Then why did you say bullets aren't cheap? What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
Okay, maybe I misspoke on the bullets aren't cheap.
No, I don't think you misspoke. I think you're implying something and then realized it was ridiculous.
What I'm implying is it doesn't make sense to inscribe bullets for a hunting trip.
My dad used to do every time he would go on a different hunting trip, he would sand down his.
He's saying something yet again he knows nothing about. He's trying to speak on why it's so unlikely for someone why would you want to engrave bullets for a hunting trip? Because that could happen. If you don't hunt, you know nothing about that. What if that is something standard that happens all the time? What if people who do go hunting engrave bullets? What if that's something they do? This is what I mean. When you have doubt, it needs to be reasonable in a court of law. None of this shit will fly in court. He's just saying dumb shit now because he's trying to save his pride and ego. He's losing this debate because he can't come up with something feasible that makes sense. It's like arguing for argument's sake. I just want to argue with you. We want to go back and forth. Because I got a lot of steam I need to get off. A lot of juice in the tank. So I just want to go back and forth and say random dumb things that make no sense. And it's going to completely conflict with each other. Premeditated versus crime and passion. Those things are completely different. But whatever. I'm just going to make dumb accusations about how much bullets cost. And I have no idea. Then I'm going to say I've never been hunting. But how unusual it is to engrave bullets for hunting. You don't go hunting. How?
It's $270 and then he would varnish it a different color. That doesn't make sense.
Okay, but that's different. Hunting,
it's not that different.
Hold on. Hunting, if you're hunting humans, that's when you inscribe a bullet. Okay,
prove it.
So
prove it. Just to be clear, no one inscribes bullets unless they're hunting humans. Prove it.
Unless you're what? Are you? Is this like what is it, Boondocks?
No, you made the claim. You made the claim. Prove it.
I would say for a young kid growing up nowadays, their incentive to inscribe bullets is probably not for a hunting trip.
Okay, prove it.
Maybe if you're practicing some sort of like your grandfather does something on his bullets or something for a hunting trip. I doubt it. I grew up with kids doing hunting.
Show me evidence. Show me evidence.
Why do you need evidence for that, dude?
Because you need evidence because you're accusing someone of a crime, you dumbass. You would need evidence in court. Boy, you talking about somebody crying their ass off if they were to get sued? He seems like the type of punk that would get mad over a cease and desist letter. Candace. Your potential co-defendant sitting here saying dumb things about matters he knows nothing about. It's like the cult members are attending school or classes or something where She's teaching them how to be stupid. Yeah, Dummies 101. Class starts September 1st.
Because it's
Probably-
just it falls into the category of your evidence that Lance Twiggs is the real culprit here. Is he said, this dude asked for my Dremel because he said he was going to engrave bullets because he was going on a hunting trip. And I was like, yeah, it's in the closet. And that's proof to you because you know that Lance Twiggs would have said, oh, you're hunting humans. Therefore, Lance Twiggs is the real culprit. Proof
Right,
it.
like, I mean, it's just kind of like you want these proof on things that, like, yeah, man,
Yeah,
he's
can't prove.
really just engraving bullets for hunting because he's.
Oh, you want proof on things I can't prove, like how much bullets cost. How dare you ask me a question about how much is a bullet? I don't know. Nor do I know anything about hunting, but I know that it's wrong to engrave bullets from that hunting. Because blah, blah, blah. In words.
Gonna shoot a bullet at an animal.
You're down.
Yes,
just
it
spend
happens.
time-
People do that.
Sure, okay, I'll give you that.
I used
Anyways,
to, you want to know another thing?
I gave
You want to
him a
know
lot.
another thing I knew people? They used to take sinkers. I think I got this right. For muzzle loading. They would take singers and they would melt them down
Oh,
into
God.
the shot.
All
that
right,
they
let's
would use.
get, he got on my nerve. That's enough. We got the next one. Because, why this is something else.
Doesn't think about it. Blasterbot $5 says, I get it. Israel hired a bunch of people to pretend to be dumb Jaceberg so everyone would
Oh,
decide to be
idiot.
Zionists. That's part of the argument I've been making. Nothing makes you question any hatred of Israel more than these people. Adrian Little $5 says the increasing prevalence of incredulity and apophenia, illusory correlations exhibited from folks seemingly coming out of the woodwork, is disturbing. The absence of moral principles is
Yeah, he
certainly a main
tired of
factor.
video.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zach
God.
Kelpie $5 says the mask is off. Definitely a leftist. Seems it. Texan American $5 says Rob, been watching off and on since the old days when you first started. So happy to see you still killing it and growing. Keep it up, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
He sound tired, y'all. Oh,
Not
bless his heart.
Judge Napolitano. Thank you. $5 says Lyft saw no benefit with Charlie Kirk out of the way. I guess they just celebrated his death for funsies. Yep. And Nazir $5 says Trump literally has been almost killed multiple times. It's impossible it was leftists. When leftists cheers, it meant Israel wanted him dead. Yep. All right. Next caller. Matt A. What's happening, Matt? I think you were in line last night, but then the other guy that was ahead of you jumped in. So thank you for coming back. I appreciate it.
No problem.
You do think that Charlie Kirk was like on the Republican side, right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think people like that are plans for Israel to make people who
I swear
You're
I think that
stupid.
too. Look, there's different levels of this. There could be like, look, I have legitimate questions. Maybe Lance Twiggs is involved. I don't think there's a problem with that. That's fine. But like to go to that level of stuff, and
The problem is we're all repeating ourselves to these morons that want to believe what they believe. That's why I don't answer the dumbass questions. For what? There's no response I can give them that would make sense. We're not even looking for them to accept anything at this point. That's why candy ass cult members cannot troll me for free no more. You're not bringing down my chat. You're trying to dumb us down. Your cult leader is enough. We already got to sit here and Google and read to keep from losing the brain cells that you're bound to lose listening to Candice. Dom who wants Gom. We're not in the mood. You can't make this up. And then on top of that, they ask questions repetitively, then say, oh, that's not the point I'm making, but you're lumping everything together. But what I'm saying is this, and the blah, blah, blah. That's not how debates work. They can't speak plain and be clear. Here's what I believe. X, Y, Z, A, B, C. And here's this article, this piece of evidence, this documentation to support what I'm saying. I can make a better argument that George Farmer was the shooter than Candace can ever make in the last year on anything regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination. I literally could. If I wanted people to believe and think that George Farmer did it and he was there and not Tyler Robinson, and just forget DNA evidence exists for a while, I would have an easier time convincing people George Farmer is the alternative choice. I honestly would. It's so ridiculous. But you can't put Lance Twiggs there at the scene no more than I will be able to put George Farmer there. Unless I say that he was operating under the identity of Tyler Robinson and bring reasonable doubt to all the video footage. And then say, he left Tyler Robinson's DNA all over the place. He used Q-tips and paper towels and stuff. He had his hair cells and skin cells and all that. Some blood, sweat, and tears. Had them in little Ziploc bags. He just put a swab in and just left it all over the roof and all over the weapon and everything. He planted it. I could literally make that argument better. Yeah, look at all this hair and stuff. He had Ziploc bags of DNA from Tyler Robinson. And George Farmer flew out there, and because he got the same height and build, and he had on a hat, no one could tell. He wore shades. Unlike when he had that black eye. And then he took cotton swabs, just went in the bags and planted the hair and swabbed around his sweat and tears and stuff. Maybe some urine or something, who knows? But it was George Farmer. Like, they changed clothes. So when they changed clothes, they had DNA exchanged on the clothes. So when George Farmer put on Tyler Robinson's clothes, put on his DNA. He had DNA strategically placed on the clothes, and then he just took it off the clothes and just put it all over the place. He was wearing gloves. He had Tyler Robinson touch everything before he put it up there. I could literally make a better case for George Farmer being that. I would literally have to say, okay, no DNA evidence exists, and this is how it was planted everywhere. And George Farmer was able to purchase identity, license, and all this stuff so that he could fly out there onto Tyler Robinson. He looks like him. He's got the same build and height. They wear the same size clothes and shoes. Man, what you saying? I keep telling you, Candice, Tyler Robinson is guilty or George Farmer is guilty. You're not that smart. I could literally lay out a whole case and have case law to support someone planting evidence and everything. Have that all laid out. To blame all this shit on George Farmer. Candace, do you want me to do it? I could do that for funsies. Candace, you ready? I can do it. I like Candice. No, I read. I can have other cases where this same thing happened, Your Honor. Case law right here where this man planted evidence of somebody else. They wore the same size clothing and shoes. They just swapped. They met up at the Dairy Queen. They had an ice cream cone together. See, we didn't see George Farmer because we weren't looking for him. That's why you don't see him in the video footage at the Dairy Queen, because we weren't looking for him. Plus, he was wearing hair, he was wearing outfit. Tyler Robinson changed clothes in. So he got all that DNA from his clothes. And then he went out to the roof and he did all what he did. He met up with Tyler Robinson at the Chick-fil-A, had him touch all over the place on things and weapons and stuff, in his pants leg. George Farmer seemed to enjoy that. That's how he got Tyler Robinson's fingerprints and stuff all over the gun. He was like, touch my leg. There's a surprise in there. Then they shared an ice cream cone together, Yana. It was weird. Licking it at the same time, because faking gay and all. If you get George Farmer's phone data, it'll line up. Like Candace, I can go there if you want. If you want. And we can have a good time doing it. Laugh and giggle all the way. That was George Farmer's credit card out there at that steakhouse. What y'all mean? You know, because we didn't see the name and the debit card number. It was blacked out, remember? Candace, don't make me do it. I can show you how it's done, girl. And you literally would be overly concerned. George, I'm giving you another black eye. Lady Luck Club figured it out. Candace, I have to do a special episode on a Sunday talking about Lady Luck Club is accusing George of this. And it makes sense. Can y'all please ignore her? Please don't listen to Lady Luck Club. George didn't do it. Candace, where's your alibi? Where's George's alibi? I'm telling you all, I can literally plant this whole thing on George Farmer, and that would make more sense than all the bullshit Candace has said for the last year. And boy, we have to have a photo of George Farmer and Tyler Robinson licking the same ice cream at Dairy Queen. Can we get that? Yeah, did you know my thumbnail landing on t-shirts, you dumbass? Can we get a photo of that? Let's see for it. Oh, man. S5, somebody, can we get a photo on that? Tyler Robinson, George Farmer. Reunited and it feels so good. Liquor cone, baby. Reunited and misunderstood. Oh, good God. I love it, Nicole. Oh, Nikki B got us. Oh, you can't make this up. Yes. Oh, man. Y'all, we got new merch that's going to be coming out. Yes, Lord. I love it. We're going to do this. You can't make this up. And George Farmer and Tyler Robinson licking the same ice cream cone at Dairy Queen. Yeah, I told you I was going to F your head up, you dumbass. Reunited and it feels so good. Over a banana split. Imagine Tyler Robinson walking up to George Farmer. Is that a gun in your leg or you're excited to see me? Is that a gun in your leg or you're excited to see me? How you doing? And George is like, sit down quickly. Con just gave you some more money. She said you would never see a day in prison. George, what the hell is your alibi, you moron? Can't make this up. We're going to have George deported. Oh, man, that's all we need to have him deported, Candace. Him committing a crime. You have to go with him. Bye, Felicia. Bye. Get your ass out. Oh, man. George, you're a danger to our highways in the state of Tennessee. We don't want your ass anyway. Can't make this up. Oh, we got some new birds coming out, y'all. Yeah, I want a photo of that. That's something else. Reunited and it feels so good. When they get conjugal visits. George said, I'm already a pregnant. Candace, George already said he a pregnant. He ain't got to worry about getting knocked up. Yes, I'm Tyler Robinson's baby daddy. And I said that correctly. Ask me any questions you like. There was nothing, no romance. It was all with Tyler Robinson. Yes, I would climb your ass every day just to piss you off. Oh my God, y'all. We might have to do that. What if George Farmer did it? Oh man, we got to make that a whole episode. Now, how can I make that funny? If George Farmer murdered Charlie Kirk, that would, man, listen. Y'all know, boy. Oh man. Candace, I can go there if you want to, you moron. Can make this up. You think she would just tell her coat members, look, can y'all just read? Just go read. Read and research. They look about to throw George out there underneath the bus. So whatever. Candace, how much you pay Tyler Robinson?
What frustrates me is I think that there's a lot of people, what they want to do is they just want to fight you on every point. Right. And so even if you say something that's blatantly true, they're like, no, it can't be that. And it's like, no, I don't see the utility of talking to people like that, because it's like, if the goal is that like people want to talk about their honest beliefs and thoughts and evidence and stuff, that's.
Oh, don't stop. I said the same thing. Moki, I said the same thing. Hey, Candace gets X amount of dollars for every baby she pump out. Even if it's not a real baby. Candace, we have not seen an ultrasound confirmation on this. I personally think she having a ghost pregnancy. I'm just saying. I mean, this is something else. How long you want this to go on, Candace? Don't stop. George Farmer and Tyler Robinson bumping booties. You know that?
Great. If you just want to pick a fight and just argue every little point because you don't give a shit what you're saying, and what's the point? Just come out and say it. Israel did it. I feel that way. Fuck you. I don't have evidence. Okay. Thanks for the call. But I don't know. Anyways, that's not on you. So what's on your mind? You waited patiently for 24 hours. So
yeah. So I have two things.
Okay.
You choose which one you want to start with.
You dealer's choice. You pick. I don't mind.
Okay. So briefly, I think Andrew deploys some bad faith debate tactics.
Okay.
So how do I phrase this? So
you don't have to mince words with me. It's fine.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how to lay it out. So I'll use one of his debate tactics. I think is bad faith. So give me a piece of evidence you find compelling that Tyler Robinson is guilty.
We'll say that his DNA was on 3 objects at or near the scene. The screwdriver, the
How
towel.
does that prove he killed Charlie Kirk?
It's strong evidence to suggest that's the case.
How does it prove he killed? It could also mean that he just had the gun. It's his gun.
It is.
Of course, his DNA
The totality of evidence all points in the same direction. This is compelling evidence for that.
Exactly. But what Andrew...
Evidence corroborates evidence. That's how that works. In any other case, that is how that works. His phone data puts him there on the campus. George, how many banana splits did you and Tyler Robinson share at the Dairy Queen?
Does is when somebody brings a piece of evidence, he isolates that piece of evidence as if it's the only piece of evidence, and then makes you try to prove how that proves that your point.
Give me a specific example with this case.
Okay, so when they talked about they kept saying degraded fingerprints, but they meant degraded DNA on the rifle, right? And then she mentioned that his was the least degraded or the most degraded. And he said, how does that prove that he...
Yes, I would make that same... I say the same argument to you. I don't think that's bad faith. You want me to explain why?
Why?
Because does the level of degradation speak whatsoever to the timing of when Tyler Robinson handled the rifle?
No.
Then that's why you say that's not evidence. That would be like saying if I said, well, what's your theory that Tyler Robinson wasn't the killer? And you said, because his favorite color is green. And I would say, how does that prove anything? And you'd say, well, it's in combination of all the other facts. No. But what I'm saying is this specific piece of evidence that you're outlining that he likes the color green has nothing whatsoever to do with the case. It's the same with the degraded DNA. The degraded DNA doesn't speak to whether or not he was the last person to handle the rifle. All the DNA shows is that he handled the rifle. That's it. It doesn't speak to the timing of it. So I agree with Andrew. This particular point, like, for example, I asked a person the other day, if Tyler had the least degraded DNA, could that mean that he wasn't the last person to touch the rifle? I'll ask you that. Could that mean that?
Say it again.
If Tyler had the most degraded DNA on the rifle, could that mean that he wasn't the most recent person to touch the rifle?
Yes.
If Tyler had the least degraded DNA, could that mean that he wasn't the last person to touch the rifle?
Yes.
Therefore, the degradation of the DNA doesn't speak to the evidence of the case.
It does.
That's why you'd say it doesn't matter.
It does, because the likelihood that you would have degraded DNA on a weapon that you just shot and fired less than 24 hours or 48 hours later is likely. You can infer that it is likely that he didn't recently handle that weapon. The fact that his DNA is degraded,
okay,
to begin with.
Prove it. Are you a DNA expert?
No.
Can you point to me to some literature that makes that claim, or some DNA expert that's made that claim?
No.
Nope.
So it's just you feel that's the way it would be. Because I've heard people make
all these feelings for people that aren't experts in anything. They didn't go to law school. They're not crime scene investigators. They don't know how to process a crime scene. They won't Google how that's done or the cleanup or the difference between premeditated murder and a crime of passion. Yeah, none of that shit. Somehow we can't say George Farmer did it. No, he did it. Y'all, we got a photo. Oh man, reunited and it feels so good. Eat a cone, baby. George. Oh, George. George, is this you? George, I demand to know what the hell you were doing. What were you doing, George? You reunited. How did it feel eating this with Tyler Robinson, George? George, I want your damn alibi, and I want it yesterday. George, what the hell were you on September 10th, 2025? I want to know right now. Somebody tell George Farmer, I demand answers. All of them. I want all the answers. Y'all know he walked up. Hey, is that a gun in your leg? Or are you happy to see me? Oh, honey, we're still having this ice cream. God just said the cash app is on the way. She sends her love and regards. What the hell? Candace, how much did you pay Tyler Robinson? George Farmer clearly has no problem swapping spit with him on an ice cream spit. He said, let's get a code. Oh, no, you want a sundae? Let's put some drizzle on that. Candace, how did George Farmer get that black eye? Or was it Tyler Robinson? Did Tyler Robinson get George the black eye? Mama Sage. He probably did. He walked around. He wanted us to know that it was just like his most prized possession. The most contact he's had in years. Tyler Robinson giving him a black eye. How dare you say I did it alone? You bitch. Yeah, I just say you bitch. Put his hand on his hip. Shabu. Oh, y'all. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, this is all the evidence you need right here. Yeah, George did it. You kidding me? Candace, George did it. Tell George he needs to turn himself in. George, get your bum ass out of our country. and ice cream splits together and stuff. Get your ass on. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, God. Y'all know that's going to be a thumbnail. All right, let's get back to it. Y'all hit the floor if you can hear, because sometimes the sound doesn't always link up. I don't know why.
Opposite claim. I said, well, probably the reason that it had so much DNA on it was a hot day and he had the gun in his shirt and pants, right? So he's probably sweating a lot on it, which would produce DNA, right? But sweat actually degrades markedly fast, particularly if you leave the gun out in the woods for an extended period of time. So it would actually degrade fast. So that speaks to evidence that, yes, that is what appears, that goes in line with the evidence that we see. The pictures look like him, looks like he has the gun in his shirt and pants. That would make sense then that the DNA was the most degraded, or he could have wiped it down with the towel that was there, which means DNA that had already like soaked into the weapon probably wouldn't be degraded as much by him wiping it with the towel, but DNA like his sweat that's on the gun probably would be degraded it more if he wiped it down with the towel. Both of those things could speak to actually the degraded DNA makes the case that he did handle it most recently. And do you have any like counterclaim to that?
It could also.
Hell no.
You see, what you're saying is it could mean this, but it could also mean that he hadn't recently handled the weapon.
Okay, but if it could mean both things with equal likelihood, then it's not evidence one way or the other.
I don't know. Well,
I don't face value.
Right?
I'll say I don't know. But
if the defense brings up an expert and the expert says, listen, degraded DNA means it's likely that this guy wasn't the last guy to touch the gun, that the people like his father, whose DNA is less degraded than his, were more likely to touch it after him. I'm willing to entertain that. I haven't seen that. Instead, what I've seen is people that are telling me, like you, I'm not an expert in this field, and I haven't read anyone that said this in an expert in this field, but I just feel like that's probably what it would mean. And I just don't find that compelling until there's some sort of medical expert that's speaking on it. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't know shit about degrading DNA. I started to look into it when I was watching the hearing because they're like, well.
So this guy has no idea about it either. And, you know. They go on for a spell about this degraded DNA. God, it never ends. This poor dude, he's losing his voice. You can make this up. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a video. George Farmer did it. Period.
So let's plan on 10 minutes for each caller, and then I'll get distracted and we'll go longer. So if you have a really good point to make, start with that. So Romulus, what's up, my man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Robin, been watching your stuff for a while, man. Really appreciate it. I think you do a great job. I've never wanted to call in. I've just been listening to my car to and from work a lot. One of those kind of guys. And
I love that. By the way, that's what. See, I like listening to like podcasts and streams and stuff when I was driving to and from work because it helps keep me more alert. Like if I'm listening to music, I drone out. So I'm glad that there are people that drive that listen.
Absolutely, dude. It's entertaining stuff, and I started with debates, and dude, it's a long story, but I found you guys through Destiny, and I was like, why is anybody not representing our side ever well? And then I saw Andrew through that. Destiny actually introduced me to a lot of great conservatives, actually, ironically. And but that's a long story.
Well, I'll say this real briefly. People used to ask me, well, why do you debate him? And that is one of the reasons. There's multiple, but one of them was there are right-wingers that watch him, and there's centrist or slightly left-leaners that you could make a good impression to.
Well, I don't want to listen to stuff that I agree with all day.
Correct.
I want to listen to stuff that challenges me. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, be challenged so you can grow. If you're not challenged, you're not growing. But that's
yeah, but if you don't read, you don't have knowledge. Yeah, be knowledgeable. When you go out trying to challenge an idea, especially something involving a matter in the court of law, you need to know how this stuff works in court, or you're just going to be completely delusional. That's the problem. You got people feeling things, but they didn't go to law school, so they don't even understand the difference between premeditated murder versus a crime of passion. Even with something like that, they're stating incorrectly. They don't know the difference between how the Federal Witness Protection Program with the FBI works versus immunity that state prosecutors can grant. That's the crazy nonsense about it. So, you know, you can't have an argument or debate where you're challenged if you don't have a base level of knowledge of the facts that you're trying to argue. Period. You know, so if George Farmer did it and he changed clothes with Tyler Robinson, there's a chance that that DNA from Tyler Robinson's body and hair and sweat is going to be caught up in them clothes. And vice versa. That's a fundamental fact. People can Google that. Fact check me, boo. It's called transfer. It's transference of DNA. That is a real concept. See, Candace, I can literally pin this whole thing on George Farmer with factual information that will make your head spin because you're not this smart. Transference of DNA. But this is the thing. They don't even come knowledgeable of basic information or anything they're pulling up. And when you're asking them to provide evidence, they don't. Because there's no evidence that exists. It's just all how they feel about something. That's not how it works in court. In the court of law, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt with evidence. And there are various types of evidence. Evidence that corroborates itself. It means one set of facts and evidence supports the other set of evidence. You can't make this up. But even if you're sitting here say, okay, here's a question I have. Question needs to be reasonable. They're not even doing that. These questions are redundant and stupid, and they lack fundamental context or background information that can be factually proven. You can't say that this was a crime of passion because, one, it wasn't. Two, he admitted to this and said that he planned it. Three, the evidence points towards premeditation. That is not the same as a crime of passion. But when they come out saying that dumb shit, it's obvious that they don't know what crime of passion is because they would not say that he planned it and then turn around in the next statement and say it was a crime of passion. Those are two different competing ideas in the court of law. They can't even do that.
So anyway, I'm a criminal defense attorney. I'm a practicing criminal defense attorney right now. I've handled something like 4,000 cases.
Damn.
I've been doing it for 10 years. I'm a public defender, if you want to be specific about it. Listening to this topic has been one of the most enraging times to I am just floored. First of all, I want to give huge compliments to Ryan. I agree with Ryan on probably 99% of the things that comes out of his mouth. Mm-hmm. And I agree. There's been a couple of times when he disagreed with you. I want to be clear that I sat with Ryan on every single one of those issues.
That bastard. No, I'm just kidding. No, Ryan's good, man. He's very good.
He is. He's very intelligent. He puts it far better than I could. And I've been practicing for a decade. I think he's been practicing longer. He's civil. I'm criminal. They're different.
Right.
And I just this whole situation just frustrates me so much because we never talk about the bar to even get evidence heard in the first place, which is 4-1 relevance. If it's irrelevant, you can't introduce the evidence.
Exactly.
And they just never talk about this. They're just like,
exactly.
I'm going to talk about, what about the Egyptian planes? Well, you're going to have to demonstrate how that is relevant. What is the nexus that connects that piece of information with something that's more or less likely to make this case true? And that's what I thought Andrew did a good job of demanding in the beginning, in the first half, was show me the nexus on the gun he bore down on that. Show me the connection here.
Exactly.
She could not add 2 and 2 together in any way for him, for everybody. And it was exposed clearly that she couldn't.
Well, and just to be clear, the person that just called in, I understand, particularly if you're not in the legal system or you're not someone that did formal debate or something, that what happens is a lot of times you don't work out the step-by-step in your head, right? You just say, well, I believe this. And if that were to be true, what would be necessary? So, for example, if you believe that Tyler Robinson was a patsy, what would be necessarily true that he didn't do the shooting? And so if you're like, well, I have questions about the shooting, in a lot of these people's heads, they're like, well, that's going towards proving he's a patsy. And it's like, well, no, that is a step that would be necessary, but that's a different claim.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's what's frustrating, because a lot of what you'll see is, again, you'll see this debate Monday with this guy, Tim Gordon. I like Tim. I think Tim's a smart guy. And Tim, if you're listening, this is what I suspect you're going to do. You're going to spend the entire debate talking about motive. And you're going to say, well, Israel had a motive. And I can say, sure. So
motive is not necessary to prove for a murder conviction. It's just not. Hence why talking about motive is irrelevant. You don't need to prove motive to get a conviction for murder. Not even capital offense. Look at God.
Been like 40 other organizations. Where's your evidence that they were involved? And there's just none. And that's not the way, like, we should do things, right? Like, you can speculate, but to be like, well, I'm compelled to think that that's it, that Israel's involved because they had motive. Think of the absurdity of that. And so it's sort of going to what you're saying, where it's like, in a legal sense, you have to have relevancy to enter the things. So, like, constantly, and even outside that, I think even for us, that's the way we should think. So, like, when the way I try to frame it is, if what you're saying is true, does that impact the case, impact the issue at hand? So if Tyler Robinson is the person who wrote these notes and confessed, yeah, that severely speaks to him likely being the culprit. If Erica Kirk fought with Charlie, does that speak to who shot Charlie Kirk? Yeah. No. If Israeli donors were pissed, does that speak who shot Charlie Kirk? No. Like, that shit doesn't speak. Now, it could be the beginnings of a step to give possible motivation, to which you later then provide evidence. Now you're making.
You're going to have to flesh that out more. I totally agree.
That's right. Yeah.
And I just want to say good job on that debate, man. I listened to that whole thing, and I know the audience was with me. There were portions where we were really frustrated that it was continuing to go on. But I think you were tenacious and you stayed with it, and you demanded him to account over and over again. Bring me something more than your vague theories. I've got to have some connection. And he could not provide it. I think you should post that. I think it's worth posting because you stayed with it. And at the end, I think you shook him on a few things that he had not even considered.
And the reason I stick with debates a long time like that's two things. One, because I'm a weird psychopath and I like debates. And I like I've done debates like for 11 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours. Right. So I do that. But I think it's important in this case because that guy doesn't seem like a bad guy that I just talked to at all. He does not seem like a bad guy. Yeah. He sounds like a guy who's got some pretty outlandish theories, right? But I think it's worth trying to show people that we can talk in good faith. I don't have to be like, you're a piece of shit, F you. Like that. And I want to painstakingly exhaust sort of the points they're trying to make and try to steelman the points because I'm trying to show, like, I think that I'm right. I think overwhelmingly the evidence is on my side. And so I'm trying my best to illustrate that. And it's one thing for like dudes like me and you or me and Andrew or me and Ryan to come up with hypotheticals of what people may believe. But I think there's more utility in actually talking to those people and going step by step by step, not just for those people, but in case there are people watching that are on the fence or they have questions. And I think it's worth trying to go through and being like, well, let's try our best to evaluate all the concerns you have and see what that would mean that we would have. So I know sometimes to an audience, it's like, come on, dude, get to the next person. But I have a reason to my madness where it's like, I think if we draw this out to the end, that we could make some inroads here.
It certainly
with the person. So that's my intent.
It paid off there, I think.
Thank you.
I didn't want to take up any much of your time.
Oh, well done. Well done. All right, let's see what the next one got.
I want to take this type of approach. Shout out to the last caller. You had a kind of coherent, cogent type of talk with him. And but is that going to kind of even in his expertise, is that going to reach people? These people are
Reach people.
emotional, right? They're not technical, and all these things. So I want to talk about, like, let's go emotion. All right, let's play the game. Rob, how many women have contested your argument?
Quite a few, I think. Or you mean contested? Wait. Let me contested the argument's different than disagreed with me. So I would think the majority of people disagreeing with me are women, but almost none of them have dispensed anything of my argument. They'll just say you're fat, shut up, your channel should get banned, but they haven't really dealt with the argument.
Well, it's so funny how they think about free speech and First Amendment rights when it comes to Candice, dumbass. Anyone else that does not agree with them, then your channel should be shut down because you don't agree. We don't have to. Fuck you think this is? This is not a dictatorship. We don't have to agree. But they silence everyone else that does not agree with them. These dumbass bots. Because you can't make this stuff up. No, I don't think you should have a channel then. Because I don't have to agree with you and I owe you nothing. You don't pay my bills. Oh, no. Y'all, how long they been shadow banning me over here? Just in case y'all didn't know, Candice's dumb demon's been shadow banning me for months. But this is how they act when you disagree with them. They're like you're indebted to that. We're not in your dumb coat. I don't owe you nothing. I don't Candice nothing either, and she knows it. But they would do that. They try to go after people and try to take down their channels because you don't agree with them. We don't have to. That's the beauty. Listen, it's the beauty of having a difference in mindset. But they don't even care about disagreement or the art of disagreement. No, they let's just shut down the channel then because you don't agree with us. Man, kick rocks. Your ass on.
Yes, exactly. But what I'm saying, how many have called in to contest?
I don't know any.
Exactly.
There's been a lot of guys.
Exactly. That's my point, right? So you got all these wine moms that are in your chats. We see them.
Moms.
I mean, it's obvious, right? They could be bots. Okay, they could be Raja from India. I don't know. You don't know. But they're portraying as women. But like the conclusion is that a lot of women are really dedicated to this subject, right? But why aren't they calling in and contesting your argument, right? So then we got a bunch of, men that step up and try to be big and bold, even though they're cucks for conspiracy, right? And that's the problem that I have. You got these cucks that come in, they try to further the argument of the women, right? And I want to talk to the chat. Your chat is smart. I'm part of your chat. I'm part of NOR, and but I want to talk to the candies, right?
I want to hear from one who is like complete opposite of that. Y'all, we're not gonna be too much longer. We're gonna end it out with some Ami.
Crouch to keep from being seen.
Okay.
And he crawls across the roof in an awkward position because the gun's down his pants leg.
Okay.
He's not doing some military crawl or trained by law enforcement. He's just awkwardly crawling. And then she says that he gives some signal, which I can only interpret as the flash that you see. And I believe that is him pulling the rifle out of his pants leg and the sun is glinting off of the scope. Then he crawls onto the corner and she says he folds something out. That is him spreading the towel out. So he goes into the prone position on the towel to take the shot. Then he gets up with the towel and leaves the building. Everybody says the black towel, they see it, but they don't mention it beforehand, that's what's wrapped around the gun and that's what he spreads out on the roof. I don't think the screwdriver comes into play except for that probably he was going to use it to take the gun apart afterwards. But then he left the screwdriver and left with it in one piece.
It could be. I mean, isn't there time for him? Because we never see him take this.
I don't know.
Just go crazy. You could. However, I don't think it's this time. But you could also say it's the orange juice because do you know about Candace's father-in-law?
Yeah, he's Jewish to some degree. Yeah.
No, he's not Jewish. He's part of the UK Council for Christians and Jews.
Yeah. He's involved somewhat. Yeah.
He's a giant Zionist. So if anything, Candace is purposely doing this kind of crap to make us look actual like dummies. But we're all highly intellectual gentlemen, just so you know. We wouldn't.
That's
fall
true.
for this kind of stuff.
Of course not. That's why I push back. Yeah.
That's
How's the fishing? How's fishing been?
Boy, these people calling in, boy. Candace.
Oh, you bastard!
Candace, these people calling in, boy. They not studying none of this stuff you saying. Only the first one. Only the first one really came in was like, oh yeah, but the first two. The rest I'm like, man, she can kick rocks. You can't make this up. All right, y'all, we gotta get some Ami in before we head out. Oh, Ami, mommy loves you. Hold on. Let's go back to X, y'all. Shout out to Rob Noor. I was about to say his last name right. I don't want to keep butchering it. For even taking time out to do this. You can't make this up. Well done for him. I mean, he got a lot more in this call that called in that, said Candace is full of shit. So, I mean, I'm impressed. And it seems like a lot more people are willing to come out and combat this nonsense and buffoonery, than those who are out here just like, no. She's actually completely right. What? You can't make this up. So, before we close out, let me just, as a reminder to all the candy ass cult members, saying that this has never been done before, and a lone gunman acted and blah, blah, blah. Charles Joseph Whitman did it in 1966 at the University of Texas from a Bell clock tower, 28 feet up. University of Texas Tower shooting. One of the first mass shootings in modern history to receive widespread national media coverage. On August 1st of 1966, 60 years ago, Charles Joseph Whitman did that very thing that you're claiming Tyler Robinson could not have done in the year of our Lord 2025. Yeah. With all this advancement in technology. And Charles Joseph Whitman died where he stood. Period. He took out 15 people. Not just one. But the fact that he did it 28 feet up from this bell tower, the building's clock tower, 28 floors, and hit 46 people for 96 minutes. And you clowns say Tyler Robinson could not have done it. What you mean? Charles Joseph Whitman did it first. By himself. And unalived his wife and mother before he even went to the campus to spare them the embarrassment of this news. Unalived his own mother and wife so that they would not know that he was going to do this. and he planned it. And he died where he stood. Can't make this up. You're saying it's impossible for someone to be a lone gunman and take out one person when he did it 60 years ago and took out 15 people. Because this happened in history. We're not going to your alternate reality for your dumb bullshit. We're not in the mood. Saying that that's impossible is you eradicating history where this has been done 60 years ago. And he didn't have no advanced weapons and advanced technology. That DNA was not even, a thing in 1966. DNA testing. No, and he died where he stood. They took him out right then and there. So the conspiracy theories are stupid. And the idea that that's impossible is moronic. And it is proof that you're not reading. Shout out to Ami, y'all. Ami. We're going to end it out on this. JP6, how you doing, honey? Child, all these fake ass Las Vegas shooters. Shout out to Dan. There you go. He did it by himself. You have so many lone gunmen throughout history that carried out mass shootings and took out multiple people. Somehow they find it hard to believe that one person took out one person. The idea that this was done 60 years ago is absolutely insane for them to even say something so stupid and moronic. But you think Candace is going to pull this information up and say, 60 years ago, Charles Joseph Whitman did the same thing. And he took out more people. He was up there for 96 minutes. You think she going to say that? Hell no. Candace just wants these people to believe, nope, this is all that happened. Nothing else. Just this. Oh, I do, honey. I love it. Nikki B, we got 2 more t-shirts. Nikki B gave us, you can't make this up. Oh, that graphic is awesome. I love it. I'm about to put that on a t-shirt tonight. What you mean? So y'all look out for the merch shop. Look out for the merch shop. Shout out to Ami. Show him some love. Make sure you guys go check him out on YouTube as well as X on the next episode of Candy Heist. Wait for it. Y'all hit the floor where you can see it here. Let's go.
All right, you guys, be sure to tune in on today's live stream. Today's episode is going to be absolutely explosive. Okay, it's going to be unbelievable. We're going to be uncovering new details about Erica Kirk, as well as the supposed footage of Tyler Robinson, which we're going to find out was actually completely lies, total lies by Turning Point USA. So be sure to tune in today at 4 p.m. Stay tuned. We are Legion. All right, you guys, be sure to tune in on today's live stream. Today's episode is going to be absolutely explosive. Okay, it's going to be unbelievable. We're going to be uncovering new details about Erica Kirk, as well as the supposed footage of Tyler Robinson, which we're going to find out was actually completely lies, total lies by Turning Point USA. So be sure to tune in today at 4 p.m. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, be sure to tune in on today's live stream. Today's episode.
He's speaking Latin. That sounds like Latin. Yo, Ami, you are so smart. How many languages do you speak? Oh, mama love you. I want to clone Ami. Candice, you dumb demon. Get your ass off of my planet. Your army broke out in Latin. Did y'all hear that?
Episode is going to be absolutely explosive. Okay, it's going to be unbelievable. We're going to be uncovering new details about Erica Kirk, as well as the supposed footage of Tyler Robinson, which we're going to find out was actually completely lies, Total Lies by Turning Point USA. So be sure to tune in today at 4 p.m. Stay tuned. We are Legion. All right, you guys, be sure to tune in on today's live.
You can't tell me Candice is not the spawn of Satan and Chucky. You got George Farmer out here licking ice cream cones with Tyler Robinson. Candace out here the spawn of Satan and the seed of Chucky at the same time. Crawling out of Lucifer's toilet. You can't make this up. Candace, take your fucking gay husband and get the hell off of our planet. Y'all, I broke out of the Latin. Oh my goodness. I know, right? Reminds me of Little Nicky. Well, Adam Sandler, y'all, you can't make this up. You said there's another one? Oh my God. Hold on. I only see one. What the other one? Candice, you dumb demon. Oh, here we go.
5, actually.
This was a minute. This is a minute 42. Candace on the first grade math class. Y'all know she don't know the difference between the letter N and the number 9. Candace, what's 7 times 5?
And that's why 2 plus 2 is 4. It's actually 5. Actually, I believe it's 5. No. 2 plus 2 is 5. And why do you think it's 5, Candace? Because I feel that. Because I feel that I know that. No. And the fact that you're getting so defensive about it is very sus. Nothing suspicious about it. You're just wrong. Okay, well then why would you be so defensive about alternative narratives and alternative theories about 2 plus 2? It's not a theory, honey. 2 plus 2 is 4. Because we don't know that. That could be just what you're shoving down our throats. What they want you to believe that it's 4 when it's actually 5. But it's not, Candace. 2 plus 2 is 4. That's the reality. I'm sorry, you're not going to control my opinions. You're not going to control my thoughts. You're not going to control what I think. And I have sources in the mathematicalization departments. And there's various ways to look at mathematicalization. And often it's used as a way to control people. And I will not stop until I get to the truth. And I will keep saying 2 plus 2 is 5 until proven otherwise. And the fact that you're so defensive about alternative narrative, the fact that you're so defensive about it is just very sus. Makes me wonder, what else are you hiding? Candace, that's enough. You can't even handle an alternative view, an alternative theory, without trying to shut it down. That 2 plus 2 might be 5. Everyone, please ignore this. It's retarded. You guys, they think we're stupid, okay? This is just further indoctrinatification of the class, okay? So you're saying you honestly think 2 plus 2 is 5? I never said that. Actually, I never said that. It didn't come out of my mouth. What? I did say it's a possibility and it needs to be explored. The fact that you're so 100% certain of that equation, okay, that's the mathematicalization that we all need to accept. That's the only narrative we have to accept. It's very sus. Okay. Candace, I think we need to get you a math tutor, okay? English too. Why?
Y'all know Candace wouldn't be able to say half of those words. Sweet Jesus. Oh, that was so funny. Oh, that other one had me. Oh my God. Oh man, got chills down my spine. This Latin you breaking out. Y'all shout out to Abby. Oh, we love you, Abby. Next time, can you ask Candace to give us 7 times 5? I'm still waiting. All right, y'all. That's all we got for this one, boy. This is something else. Let's get to super here. Hopefully, you guys receive these 10 memberships we receive every month. Gifted out to the LLC today. Hopefully, I didn't miss a month or anything. But thank you all so much for your support. And I appreciate all of you guys. When we go live from the Lady Luck Club with Sweet Tea, if I could get out the 10 free memberships there, I sure damn will. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Hit that like button. All right. The Candy Ass Cult members that try to shadow ban because they retarded. And they big mad that I called them that. Chabu. Shout out to Gil, the whole truth, who joined us earlier. I appreciate it. I might record the video so I can have some time with my kids this evening, you all. record the Andrew Wilson video today, and then do a watch party on the recorded video. I could just record it without it going to live stream, and then we could do a watch party on it tomorrow. I do want to hang out with my boys. Pizza came, gonna chill and watch Avatar Aang movie. Huge fan of Avatar. Love Avatar. So if you guys are okay with that, then yeah, I'm gonna chill and watch the movie with the kids. I will pre-screen or pre-record the video of Andrew Wilson that's coming in 20 minutes. You also get ready for that. It go from there. March on with the 1,000 jewels. March on, you are amazing. Thank you so much, dear heart. Absolutely fantastic. I appreciate all of the support here in the Lady Luck Club. You guys are awesome. Thank you all so much for your prayers and everything, for the support. Check out the merch store. I think Juju ordered a shirt, so please order a shirt or a mug. Oh man, with all of your favorite designs and logos on it. All of that supports the channel and definitely appreciate it. And it gets to showcase you all's designs and artwork. We got 2 new t-shirts I'm going to be creating as well. Shout out to Nikki B for the Mara logo, as well as You Can't Make This Up. Plus, shout out to Kogo. We got a new design for the Blueface Kashawn Rock saga. That's going to be a thumbnail as well. I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for your love and support. I appreciate it. Let's see. I'm going to catch up on my emails too. I see you guys saying check out the emails. I am. All right. Shout out to Nick Brooks. Make sure you guys go check him out and support him. Gil, The Whole Truth. 2 fantastic attorneys that have been covering Tyler Robinson as well as Candace's lawsuits. So please go check it out. Shout out to you, Marcho, for the $10 super. This is fantastic. It's great that you have an attorney to help understand the legal situations. I wish that there was a legal way to stuff a bunch of socks, you know, where she's hot. Oh, man. Candace, you can kiss our ass. Thank you, Marcho, for the $10 super. Shout out to you, Tina Marie. Shout out to the mods of the LLC for gifting the LLC membership. If you got a membership, make sure you show some love for Tina. Thank you, Francisca, for Information Man Show's YouTube channel link, which is here. Please go show him some love and support over there. Information Man Show, fantastic content creator as well. Very thorough in his information and his research. So go check him out. And Mindy has been a member for 7 months. LLC, did you get Avera's email to collab with Rob? Oh, I saw the last post. I didn't get an email. Where is it? I got to check up on my emails. I saw the DM, but I didn't see an email. I did not see an email. Okay. I'll check the message over on X, the DMs, okay? Yeah. Because I was waiting on him to respond. I'm also waiting on Mr. Exclusive. So thank you so much, Mindy. I appreciate it. Y'all, Mindy does a fantastic job of setting up our collabs. Fantastic job. And I appreciate it. I want you to know I appreciate you, Mindy. Thank you so much for all that you do with helping us in the LLC to get these collabs going. I appreciate it. I really do. Y'all have the best mods on YouTube. Thank you so much, Juju, for that membership. Shout out to Mindy for gifting 5 and then another 5 LLC memberships. Y'all make sure you all show some love to these mods gifting these memberships. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nikki B, for the 5. Check your email. I said can't make this up thumbnail. We got it. That's about to be a t-shirt, y'all. Thank you, Nikki B, for the 5. Check the next one I just emailed. Let's see. Did I miss one? Oh, something fun. Bye, Felicia. Oh, Nikki, I love it. Y'all, we got bye, Felicia. You can't make this up. Oh, I'm so here for this. I am so here for this. Yes. Oh, man. Oh, this is awesome. I love the graphics. Y'all, it looks like the Spider-Man comic graphic. This is awesome. I'm a huge fan of it. See, you didn't even know that, did you? Huge fan of these comic book graphics. I love it. Y'all see I'm God, big nerd. About to watch Avatar hating a movie with my kids. It's animated. Oh man, I wish they would bring that cartoon back. Thank you so much, Nikki B. And I will be applying for the model logo to be copyrighted. And Gil has offered his assistance in ensuring, that we get that done the right way, as well as assistance on, because I did tell him I wanted to have the Lady Luck Club incorporated as an LLC. So he said that he would be happy to assist with that, and I would love for him to be registered agent for it. Yes. Thank you so much, Francisca, for being a member for 12 months. Check your emails. I sure will. I appreciate you all. Stand on top of me with that. I sure will. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you guys. Listen. Yeah, let's see. I sent you a picture. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. We need to figure out how to set her up for YouTube. Yeah, that's it. Avatar: The Last Airbender is awesome. Is it XFRI? I haven't seen it yet. I gotta watch it. Me and my kids gonna watch it tonight. Mama Sage's birthday yesterday. Oh yeah, birthday song. Let's get it. We gonna end it on that. Y'all know how we do. Mama Sage, I didn't know it was your birthday yesterday. I'm sorry. I went live in a car, but I was supposed to go live again last night, and I was exhausted, you all. So we here at it. Oh, we got the. Oh yeah. Y'all ready? We are going to show some love to Mama Sage. Happy birthday, Mama Sage. Y'all wish her the best. Happy birthday. You ready? We in and out on this, you all. Hit that like button on the way out. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And check out Andrew Wilson if you can. I will be recording that, and then we'll do a watch party on it tomorrow. All right? Y'all be good. Happy birthday, Mama Sage. Let's get to it. Hey. Hey, y'all here. Show me the altos. Let's go. Happy birthday.